Welcome to the Fantasy Audiobook. City. Start awakening time and space dual spirits. Chapter 41. A look of helplessness flashed in Wu Zhonglin's eyes. Sesong, put away your unrealistic thoughts. Wu Zhonglin said solemnly. This person is not something you can deal with. Knowing his son Mo Ruofu, although Wu Sesong saw the uproarious video uploaded on the internet, the hatred in his heart still did not lessen. If it was before, Wu Zhonglin would default. After all, the son is an adult, and he does not intend to interfere. And at that time, Yifeng hadn't shown anything that made him terrified. But it's different now. In just a short period of time, Yifeng already has the strength to crush one gold star. Such a speed of progress, even if the three pillars were not known before, they must be known now. Such a person, the three pillars will be guaranteed. He didn't want his son to ruin the Wu family because of his temper. Dad, you hate me for taking your wife. Wu Zhonglin slapped his hand and scolded. First, you really have no emotional foundation, and second, this doll's parent is a combination of interests. Now that the interests have been reached, the Wu family and the Zhang family have formed an alliance. If you interfere with it, you will destroy the Wu family. The anger on Wu Sesong's face was fleeting. Sesong, let's stop this matter, and don't mention it to anyone. Wu Zhonglin asked again. The Wu family is not a monopoly, there are enemies in the business world, both overtly and secretly. In addition, Wu Zhonglin's strength and status are placed here, and there are not many people staring at him. At the very least, there must be some dark sons of divine prison in his group company. Wu Sesong didn't speak and didn't know what he was thinking. Zhang family. Zhang Duoer trotted all the way to her brother Zhang Dasheng's bedroom. Brother, open the door. Zhang Duoer said excitedly. The powerful Zhang Dasheng just woke up when he heard the words and said lazily, "Don't disturb my sleep, it's annoying." In addition to his extraordinary talent, Zhang Dasheng is also famous for his drowsiness. Lie down anytime, anywhere, and out of control. This is related to Zhang Dasheng's second martial spirit, and everyone who is familiar with Zhang Dasheng knows it. Brother, something big happens, open the door. Zhang Duoer's pink fist knocked on the door. Don't come to me unless Zuoqiu Wushwang is stubborn. Zhang Dasheng yawned and burst into tears. After a short while, he was sleepy again. No, it's Yifeng. Zhang Duoer was in a hurry. I'll leave if you don't open the door. Yifeng. Zhang Dasheng seemed to remember. Oh, what's wrong? I sent you a video, watch it for yourself. Zhang Duoer left angrily. Zhang Dasheng's head fell uncontrollably, and then he suddenly shook his head to wake him up. When he slowly opened the phone and clicked on the video, Zhang Dasheng's eyes suddenly widened. Immediately no sleepiness. Zuocho's house. Zuo Chohan had just finished training and was lying on the ground exhausted. In order to surpass Yifeng, he has not relaxed these days, constantly pushing his limits. At this time, a post caught Zuo Chohan's attention. With white hair, he sat up abruptly, his blue eyes shocked. Yifeng. Has he grown to this point? Zuo Chohan felt a strong sense of powerlessness in his heart. I've worked so hard here to improve my strength a little bit, and as a result, killing a one-star gold star is like slaughtering a dog. How do you compare this? Tap tap. Just then, footsteps came from the door. The powerless Zuo Chohan suddenly surged with boundless strength, got up with a thud and was about to lock the door. But it was too late. A young man with the same white hair came. It was Zuo Chuhan's elder brother Zuoqiu Wushwang. Zuo Chohan twitched the corner of his mouth and took a deep breath to calm himself as much as possible. Small, Zuoqiu Wushwang said. Zuo Chohan did not speak but waited patiently. After a while, Han. You. Zuoqiu Wushwang looked at Zuoqiu Han and said, why? Zuo Chohan couldn't take it any longer. His brother is fine in everything, but the mutation of his martial spirit makes his speech speed extremely slow. Slow and frustrating. Once Zuoqiu Wushwang came to the stage to accept the award, the principal asked Zuoqiu Wushwang to deliver his acceptance speech. As a result, the graduation ceremony that time completely collapsed the teachers and students of the whole school. To this day, it's a nightmare. What? It has been 5 minutes, and Zuoqiu Wushwang has said a total of 5 words so far. Zuo Chohan was going crazy, but he couldn't leave. This big goth likes to take care of himself. When the interest comes, I have to sing a song. If I hadn't beat Zuo Chohan, I would have already passed. Correct. Suddenly Zuo Han Lingguang flashed and said quickly, brother, there is a video on the internet about Yifeng. Hurry up and take a look, the provincial ones have been deleted. Said and handed over the phone. Zuo Wushwang was really attracted. Zuo Chohan took the opportunity to jog, not even bothering about his cell phone and privacy. After a moment, Zuo Wushwang's eyes widened. Lie. 3 minutes later, Groove, Taikyo University, in He Bing's office. Yifeng and Yu Qingyan didn't wait too long. Qinlai returned again after 10 minutes. Get ready, let's go. Now that he has found out where the subrudder is located, Yifeng naturally doesn't want to waste time. The longer it drags on, the bigger the change will be. Especially in case the good things of Fenrui were transferred, Yifeng would not have a place to cry. Walk. Yifeng's expression was shocked. This time he was going to teach the beasts a painful lesson. Dijing, towards the mountains. Chaoshan district is the suburb of Dijing, where factories and mines are lined up. Except for a few residents, most of the people who live here for a long time are some soul crystal factories and various mines. Inside a house in Dian Street, Chaoshan district. Nearly 100 myriad beast sect members tidy up their things in a panic. Deputy Rudder Master Zhou Hai scolded. What's the panic? Just burn what you can't take away. Just 10 minutes ago, Zhou Hai got a piece of news that shocked him through the intelligence department of the sub-rudder. Zhao Bombing's assassination failed. None of the 10 beast blood killers survived. Even Zhao Bombing himself died. Then Zhou Hai saw the uproarious video uploaded on the internet. In addition to being shocked, I couldn't help but be very excited. As soon as Zhao Bombing died, he, the deputy helmsman, could take over. Although he knew that the position of the sub-rudder would not be leaked, Zhou Hai was cautious. Coupled with the fact that he is about to become the helmsman, he is even more reluctant to die. Under Zhou Hai's command, the congregation took away everything they could. Zhou Hai himself stored the remaining 5,000 low-grade soul crystals of the sub-rudder in the storage ring. Headmaster Zhou, everything is finished. A deacon stepped forward to report. Zhou Hai nodded, and his expression suddenly changed just as he was about to speak. Boom! The next moment, there was a loud noise from above, followed by a dozen figures in light armor filed in. God guard! Zhou Hai's face changed drastically, he turned his head and ran away. He never dreamed that the address of the sub-rudder would be leaked. Who leaked it? There is no time to think. Since the guards are here, then the jailer must be there. It has to be said that Zhou Hai escaped extremely fast. But he just took 2 steps and 2 figures fell from the sky. One of them was wearing a tang suit, with a majestic and dignified aura, like a god descending from the earth. The other was young and handsome, with an indifference between his brows. Behind him, there is a pair of invisible wings gently flapping, which can bring a space ripple every time. Ji Chen, Yi Feng. The moment he saw the two of them, Zhou Hai's face was extremely ugly. Obviously, Zhao Bombing's assassination failed. It's just that what makes Zhao Bombing desperate is that Ji Chen is here too. This is the peak powerhouse of the Great Grand Master. Even the inner guardians of the teachings may not be able to compete. However, he still did not give up hope of escape. Boom! Hemorrhagic red soul power emerged in Zhou Hai's body, just as he was about to stimulate his potential to escape. Do you still want to run in front of this old man? Ji Chen snorted coldly, and said his big hand fluttered down. His anger against the cult of the beasts had never been stronger than it is today. If Yi Feng's strength was beyond everyone's expectations, he might have died today. PFF'd. Zhou Hai was like a pinched balloon, the originally rising breath instantly fell. The whole person is even more sluggish to the extreme, and his face is pale. Yi Feng opened his mouth and laughed, and a spirit ring appeared under his feet. Death Wither. If Zhou Hai is in his peak state, the effect of death and decay is minimal. At best, it can only reduce his lifespan by a few minutes. But at the moment, Zhou Hai is already exhausted, and his strength has dropped to bronze. If it doesn't work, when will it start? Under the influence of death and decay, Zhou Hai instantly aged. Immediately, he was thin and old. Ding! Successfully kill a 7-star Diamond Soul Master to get 1 Martial Soul Holy Stone. Yi Feng smiled after hearing the beep. The probability of this rare reward is really much higher. This trip is not in vain. In addition to Jiao Bombing Stone and the 2 Martial Soul True Stones, today's harvest is really beyond imagination. Zhou Hai just died here, and Qin Lai and Yu Qingyan over there took 19 divine guards and slaughtered the quartet, and all the cultists were quickly settled. The huge sub-rudder was dead at the moment, and there were corpses everywhere. Yi Feng shook his head sadly. He couldn't tell Qin Lai that everyone kept it for me, and I'd kill it. That's too much attention. The previous Jiao bombing can still be regarded as his act of venting his anger, and these powerhouses will doubt it again. Qin Lai came to Yi Feng and said, "No one survives." Yi Feng was not surprised, but bent down and took off Zhou Hai's storage ring. It has Zhou Hai's soul imprint on it. Yi Feng looked at Ji Chen, and Ji Chen took a swipe at his heart. Suddenly, this storage ring became an ownerless thing. Get rich. After sensing the 5,000 low-grade soul crystals, Yi Feng's mouth almost shed unsatisfactory tears. This is 50,000 martial soul points. Even if the silver period upgrade consumes more, it can still upgrade several stars. In addition, there are also many kinds of medicinal herbs. He Bing used the Heavenly Soul Pill for Yi Feng before, which could quickly restore his soul power. Heavenly Soul Pill is a kind of medicinal pill that is always prepared by the strong. The reason why it is strong is because the weak cannot afford it. A Heavenly Soul Pill costs 50,000, even He Bing and others are only using it in the battle of life and death. And Zhou Hai's storage ring has 2 Heavenly Soul Pills. Then Yi Feng returned to the school under the escort of Ji Chen. Qin Lai and a group of divine guards stayed behind to finish. After saying goodbye to Ji Chen, Yi Feng returned to his dormitory. Immediately, my heart became hot. 2 Martial Soul Sacred Stones, 2 Martial Soul True Stones, and then 5,000 low-grade soul crystals and medicinal pills that add up to 200,000. During this period of time, his strength has definitely improved rapidly. After swallowing the Holy Spirit Stone, the combat power will be greatly improved. For a while, Yi Feng couldn't help but look forward to the 10,000 beast cult to assassinate him. This is simply a mobile experience baby. Just when Yi Feng was about to open the storage space, a figure flashed in. It is the king who has come. Mad, don't you know how to knock on the door when you come in? Scared lousy to death. Yi Feng gave him a resentful look. Yi Feng, please show me your second soul skill. Wang Quan said curiously with a smile on his face. Buzz. At the moment when the gray light with a rich and dead aura enveloped Wang Quan, the light in Wang Quan's eyes skyrocketed. He keenly found that he seemed to be missing something. Only a little is barely detectable, and it doesn't have any effect on itself, but it's really less. 0.001 seconds. After Wang Quan sensed it, he opened his eyes a little horrified. He is the pinnacle of the king, the superpower in this world. But his lifespan was actually affected by Yi Feng's soul skill. Even if this time is insignificant. You must know that even those soul masters in the late Qing period can't have the slightest influence on him, but Yi Feng actually did it. What's the matter, teacher? Yi Feng asked with concern. Just now he didn't want to end up with Wang Quan insisting that Yi Feng try it. Well, try and die. It's all right now, it's obvious that something is wrong. Wang Quan was still shocked in his heart. The gap between him and Yi Feng is like a gulf. No, to say that there is a gulf is to belittle yourself. Under such a big gap, how could the mere 1,000-year-old spirit ability affect him? The clock of time, is that scary? Wang Quan couldn't help but think of the one from 1,000 years ago. This person's name is Li Qingdi, a very domineering name, and his strength is also very domineering. It's just a pity that he was ambushed by the hunter general among the soul beasts as soon as he broke through to the diamond. Afterwards, the strong human race also went to look for it, but did not find the body of Emperor Li Qing, thinking that it had already been digested by the soul beast. While secretly regretful, Wang Quan once again set his sights on Yi Feng. Li Qingdi, who has only one time clock, is already so defiant. What about Yi Feng, who also has the second martial soul? Thinking of this, Wang Quan said faintly, Yi Feng, do you know the secret realm of chaos? Yi Feng shook his head. He has heard people mention it. It is said that this is a secret realm located in the Shira world. The spirit beasts inside are very strong, and the least one that can get in is at the gold level. and many more. Yi Feng suddenly looked up at Wang Quan. Teacher wants me to go to the secret realm of chaos. Wang Quan was very satisfied with Yi Feng's response. Not bad. Then he told Yi Feng about the chaos secret realm. It's a little dangerous to go in with your current strength. Wang Quan said, but if you miss this time, you will have to wait for the next year, and you should not be able to enter the next year. The Chaos Secret Realm is opened once every 2 years, with at least gold level combat power and a maximum of 1 diamond star. With Yi Feng's talent, he should have reached the diamond level after 2 years. Yi Feng began to estimate in his heart. There are countless soul crystals in the chaotic secret, which is a shortcut for him to quickly improve his strength. In addition to soul crystals, there may also be time-type and space-type soul beasts. These 2 points are all he cannot decide. Teacher, I decided to take a risk. Yi Feng said. He should now be able to fight against the golden 3-star soul master. If he digests all of today's gains, Yi Feng estimates that he should be able to win 5 or 6 gold stars even if the gap between each star is getting bigger and bigger. Of course, I haven't tried Yi Feng specifically and I don't know. Even if he can't beat him, Yi Feng still has a prison suppressing order and a soul energy armor. Coupled with the spirit bone attached to the void dragon eagle, Yi Feng asked himself that he still had the ability to protect himself and escape. As Wang Quan said, this miss will be 2 years later. And the secret realm of chaos is the most suitable secret realm for Yi Feng and them, no one. It is good, Wang Quan said, I just happen to have another seal of seal here, you take it with you. The seal of heaven is a special device that can store spirit rings. The time Zon turtle absorbed by Yi Feng is stored in the seal of sealing heaven. Teacher, give me 2. Yi Feng rubbed his hands and said, if there are more, I don't mind giving 3 or 4. Wang Quanquang rolled his eyes. Do you think Feng Tianyan is Chinese cabbage? It is not difficult to make a seal of heaven with his strength, but the materials of seal of heaven are extremely rare. Therefore, the seal of heaven is only used when encountering a very good spirit ring. And it would be good for Yi Feng to meet one. After a pause, King Quan continued. The secret realm of chaos will open in 5 days, so we will set off in 3 days, and let you adapt to the Shira realm first. In addition, other participants in the chaos secret realm may be a little dissatisfied with you, and you will pay attention to yourself when that time comes. Yi Feng nodded. His visit this time can be regarded as the king's right to open the back door. But Yi Feng didn't think there was anything, he had this strength. According to what Wang Quan said, this year's list has been booked, a total of 9 people. The weakest gold 4, the strongest gold 9 stars. Plus Yi Feng, exactly 10. 10 people are not too many, mainly because the Chaos Secret Realm has extremely high requirements for talent, and if the talent is closed, it will be sent to death. The talent has passed the test, and the strength is just up to the standard. There are too few people who can match. By the way, Wu Sisong is on the list this time. Wang Quan said suddenly. He also knew about the alliance between the Zhang family and the Wu family, and the dissolution of the marriage contract was naturally hidden from the sight of Wang Quan. This matter is related to Yi Feng, so Wang Quan is more concerned about it. Yi Feng nodded. Wu Sisong went to Central South University, one of the 3 major colleges. They are 1 year older than Gong Qingyu and the others. They are slightly weaker in talent and on the same level as Zuo Chohan and the others, but they are also qualified. What's the strength of teacher Wu Sisong? The previous intelligence said that Wu Sisong is a 5-star gold star, but it is difficult to guarantee that he has not broken through this period of time. 5 stars, Yi Feng nodded thoughtfully. If this Wu Sisong is honest, it's okay, if he is not honest, let him try and die. At this moment, Yi Feng's cell phone beeped. Yi Feng has a headache, he is really busy enough. But immediately Yi Feng was overjoyed, Zhang Duoer sent it. Yi Feng, the monster cloud beast in the deep space has appeared. Yi Feng looked up at Wang Quan. Teacher, do me a favor. What? Wang Quan was a little at a loss. Yi Feng talked about the matter of the monster cloud beast in the deep space. If the teacher is here, I will feel more at ease. Yi Feng he said. How is it? This Zhang Wuji is interesting enough. Wang Quan was secretly satisfied that someone helped his students get soul rings, of course he was happy about it. Moreover, the deep space monster cloud beast is located in the floating canyon of the Shira world. The level of danger there is very high. Even if Zhang Wuji is there, Wang Quan is not so relieved. Since you want to win over Yi Feng, your sincerity is very sufficient. Come on and I'll take you there. The deep space demon cloud beast is in the Shira world, and there is an entrance on the imperial side. If Yi Feng was alone in the past, he would have wasted a lot of time, but with Wang Quan, it would be much faster. In the blink of an eye, the two of them came to the West City district of Imperial Capital. When Wang Quan brought Yi Feng to an alloy building, Wang Quan said, "The teleportation array to the Shira realm is inside." The whole building made of alloy is about 300 meters high. It was full of dents and scratches, and it had obviously been attacked by spirit beasts many times. Teacher, can the soul beasts in the Shira world also come out? Yi Feng asked. Wang Quan nodded. Yes, in fact, the teleportation formation in the Shira world was not established by the human race, but existed as soon as it appeared. If we can go in, the spirit beasts can come out naturally, so the Vermilion Bird Legion is stationed here. After a pause, the royal authority said, "Actually, in the strict sense, the Shira realm is also half a secret realm, but the area is very large. The area of the Shira realm is not only huge. So far, the activity area of the strong human race is only 1/10. And this 1/10 is already 100 times the size of the Earth. Even in the depths of the kingship, they have to be extremely cautious, and if there is a slight error, they will die without a whole corpse." While walking the kingship, he briefly explained the origin of the Shira world. This knowledge is not in textbooks, and can only be accessed after reaching a certain strength or status. According to the meaning of Wang Quan, the Asura world should appear together with the martial arts. Its history dates back more than 2,000 years. As for why the Shira world appeared on Earth, and what was in the depths of the Shira world, no one knew. I'll tell you that much for now. Wang Quan smiled and said, "Just listen to the story. Some of my own analysis may not be accurate. Teacher, listen to what you mean. Do the soul beasts in the Shira world also have their own power?" "Yes, you will encounter all kinds of soul beast tribes in the chaotic secret realm you are going to later," King Quan said. "Some tribes are very powerful and even form states, while others are relatively weak and loose." Yi Feng's eyes widened. The soul beast actually has a country. This is really unheard of. After entering the teleportation hall, the guard soldiers here are stronger. Yi Feng sensed it and found that everyone had a diamond-level cultivation. Several people nodded respectfully to Wang Quan. After that, they all looked at Yi Feng with strange expressions. They also know about the myriad beasts religion, and these elites are quite fortunate and happy that such a peerless evildoer appeared in the human race. Buzz. When the teleportation formation opened, Yi Feng and Wang Quan stepped in at the same time. The strong power of space poured in from all directions. It was like an invisible big hand grabbing Yi Feng. Yi Feng possesses the sword of nothingness and is quite sensitive to the power of space. In his perception, the power of this vast space is as irresistible as the sea. As the rays of light flowed, the scene in front of Yi Feng's eyes instantly changed. Is this the Shira world? The smell of blood is pungent in the eyes. At the end of the line of sight is a row of towering alloy city walls. All kinds of heavy artillery, crossbows and other weapons are readily available on the city wall. The 2 suns and 2 moons in the sky are extremely bright. The sun here is bigger and brighter than it is on Earth. It feels as if the sun is about to hit at any moment. If people with gigantic phobia are here, I am afraid they will feel a strong discomfort. Yi Feng looked around and saw that the plants in the Shira world were different from those on Earth. Taller and more peculiar, many Yi Fengs have never seen it before. This is the city of heroes. Wang Quan said softly. The hero city has 100,000 residents, and all the people are soldiers and everyone can fight. Besides that, there are 500,000 troops stationed, including 200,000 of the Suzaku Corps. This is a city of heroes, built with flesh and blood by countless human ancestors. The city of heroes is the base camp of the human race in the Shira world, and it is guarded by the undead warlord Yan Wudi. The city of heroes is not large, and you can see it at a glance. Yi Feng estimated that it should be similar to Taikyo University. But it is such a city that ruined millions of human lives. The tallest building in Yinghan City is 399 meters high. It is a peculiar building with a shape like a long sword. The town beast monument is engraved with densely packed names. Those are the names of sacrificed heroes. Yi Feng looked at him in awe. It is they who carry the load forward, allowing the race to develop peacefully on the earth. Yi Feng. Zhang Wuji's heavy voice came from not far away. He had been waiting here before getting the news. Seeing that Wang Quan also followed, he was very determined. It's not too late, let's go. Wang Quan said the tyrannical soul power wrapped Yi Feng and Zhang Wuji. Immediately afterwards, the sound of breaking wind came from the ear, and in the blink of an eye, the three of them had already left the City of Heroes. Outside Hero City is a vast plain of flames. There is no end to this plain. Boundless, bloody, and cold, this is Yi Feng's first feeling. The plain has been dyed red with blood, and it looks like a burning flame when viewed from a high altitude. From time to time, some spirit beasts can be seen wandering around. These soul beasts are all extremely powerful, and the worst are silver rank. In addition to the soul beasts, there are soldiers patrolling everywhere. The earth flies by in front of my eyes, and after a while, the plain disappears and I can see the endless forest. Yi Feng knew that they had officially left the scope of heroic Soul City. This forest is called the 100 Burials Forest. It is one of the main battlefields of the human race. The previous Flaming Ping Principle was the buffer zone, where the Terran established defense lines. The 100 Burial Forest is larger, much larger than the Imperial capital. The quality of the soul beasts within it is also getting higher and higher. Either end was gold rank, and there were countless diamond rank soul beasts. There are thousands of years left. Yi Feng sensed a look on his face. 10,000 years is the late master period. This is almost non-existent in the outside world. With the speed of kingship, he quickly left the Beizang forest. After that, various terrains appeared. The 10,000-year soul beasts, which were few before, also began to multiply. Some soul beasts even tried to intercept Yi Feng and the three, but after sensing the terrifying aura of Wang Quan, they all ran away and did not dare to come. Wang Quan, on the other hand, didn't have the slightest concealment or scruples, and took Yi Feng and Zhang Wuji to fly straight ahead like a shooting star at an extremely fast speed. 5 minutes later, boom, Yi Feng felt his body light up, and immediately looked up at the sky in the distance. There, a canyon with no end in sight was suspended in the sky like a giant beast. The canyon is so high that it seems to be connected to the sky. A terrifying aura came from the canyon, and a heart-pounding roar could be heard vaguely. Below the canyon is a vast floating ocean. Unimaginable shadows wandering in the depths of the ocean are depressing. The floating canyon is here, Zhang Wuji said solemnly. The gravity in the area where the floating canyon is located is 3 times less than elsewhere. But 3 times is obviously not enough to hold up such a huge canyon, so there are obviously other anomalies here. Wang Quan looked at Zhang Wuji, only he knew the location of the deep space demonic cloud beast. Zhang Wuji did not talk nonsense, and floated above the canyon. Immediately, the whole picture of the floating canyon was revealed. Yi Feng glanced at it and felt like he was in an alien world. The area of the canyon is so huge that the head can't be seen at a glance, and the inside of it rises like a fairyland. The plants here are mainly blue and purple and look quite dreamy. Through the clouds and mist covering the top of the mountain, Yi Feng could vaguely see some strangely shaped soul beasts. None of these textbooks. 200 kilometers to the northwest. 5. Zhang Wuji took out the communication watch while leading the way. Electronic communication cannot be used beyond 300 kilometers in the Shira world, and communication can only be done with the communication soul stone. This kind of soul stone is expensive, and it costs 300,000 per piece. So unless it is very important, it is not easy to use. At this time 200 kilometers away, Zhang Wuji's younger brother, Zhang Shan, and the 3 masters of the clan were sweating profusely in the air. In front of them is a large formation exuding powerful soul power fluctuations. Since discovering the traces of the monster cloud beast in the deep space, Zhang Shan has arranged this formation. When the deep space cloud beast comes back, the formation will automatically activate. This formation can trap the deep space demon cloud beast for 12 hours. If it exceeds 12 hours, it will fail. It is unimaginable to maintain the spirit power consumed by the large formation. Deputy Chief, they should be here soon, right? An elder asked. Zhang Shan nodded and was overjoyed when he saw the information on the watch. Here. As soon as the voice fell, 3 figures flew towards here at a very fast speed. Yi Feng felt the space in front of him trembling violently. It's like an invisible big net is fishing. Every time the space trembled as a blue light flashed. Big brother. Zhang Shan got up and said happily, you can count. Although this deep space cloud beast is only 3,200 years old, because it is in a floating canyon and its spatial attributes, it is difficult to control it without killing him. Zhang Wuji and Zhang Shan hugged, then looked at Yi Feng and said with a smile, Yi Feng, wait a minute and I'll find it out. Now that they have come, the big formation is no longer needed. As long as the deep space demon cloud beast is pulled out of space and beaten to death. Thank you, Senior Zhang. Yi Feng bowed to the Zhang Wuji brothers and thanked them sincerely. Zhang Shan and the clan elder looked at Yi Feng with a kind face. The former smiled and said, Young Yingkai, good, very good. At this time, Wang Quan suddenly narrowed his eyes and looked somewhere on the right. What's the matter, teacher? Interesting, Wang Quan said with a smile. Patriarch Zhang, you are being targeted. As soon as this statement came out, Zhang Wuji's expressions changed drastically. Wang Quan probed towards the void on the right and grabbed it. Boom! The next moment, a gray sharp blade suddenly pierced out of the void on the right. This sharp blade is extremely fast, so fast that everyone is approaching before they can react. Humph! Wang Quan snorted coldly, and the powerful breath spread instantly. Clang! The gray sharp blade made a symphony of gold and iron, and the speed dropped sharply. At some point in Wang Quan's right hand, there was a slender long sword. The sword body is only 1 finger wide, and the whole body is as crystal clear as jade, with an extremely fierce aura. Yu Huang sword. The expressions of Zhang Shan and the others suddenly became solemn. What kind of opponent does this have to make the King's Peak King Power have to use martial arts to deal with it? Yu Huang's sword is a powerful existence ranked 7th on the weapons and spirits list. Like the Zhang family's inheritance of Wuhun Yutian battle armor, the Yu Huang sword is characterized by its sharpness. Extremely sharp. This is different from Li Fengxian's martial soul-sealing demon sword, which has the ability to seal the opponent's soul power, and is far less sharp than the Yu Huang sword. The moment he held the Yu Huang sword, his fierce aura directly shattered the gray sharp blade in front of him. Zhang Wuji said nervously, Principal Wang, what is this? Oh, it's just a vicious beast. Wang Quan said, it is exactly 100,000 years. 100,000 years is equivalent to the peak of the king. As soon as these words came out, the expressions of Zhang Wuji and the others were a little unsightly. Apart from soul beasts, there are also a very small number of vicious beasts in the Asura world. Their whereabouts are uncertain, and their biggest feature is that they do not have spirit rings or spirit bones. In addition, the beast's IQ is low. Unlike the spirit beasts of the same age, the IQ is very high or even not weaker than that of humans. In addition, the vicious beasts do not belong to the ranks of soul beasts. Even if the soul beasts see vicious beasts, they will get rid of them. In the eyes of beasts, there is no concept of ethnic groups, and they will kill whether it is a human or a soul beast. In the Asura world, the most unwilling thing to encounter is the beast. Not afraid of death, very ferocious, only know how to kill, no spirit ring spirit bone yet. The equivalent of killing is a white kill. Can't make it. You continue to stare at the deep space demonic cloud beast, this guy is handed over to me. After Wang Quan finished speaking, Yu Wangzhan swept away fiercely. Shish! Immediately, a 1,000-meter-long terrifying crack appeared. Without using the spirit ability, Wang Quan smashed the void in front of him with a sword. When the crack expanded, a giant beast with blue lines all over its body came into view. It's the three-eyed wolf. Zhang Wuji said. The three-eyed demon wolf looked at Wang Quan with its violent and ferocious eyes, and its bloody mouth opened wide to reveal its sharp fangs. It seems that the secret of this floating canyon is related to you. Wang Quan looked at the lines on the three-eyed wolf. Saying that, he jumped into the space crack with his sword. If he were to fight outside, he would probably destroy half of the floating canyon. It may even spread to the deep space cloud beast not far away. When the space in front of him healed, everything returned to normal. But Yi Feng could clearly feel that there were terrifying soul power fluctuations coming from the front. In addition to the fluctuation of soul power, there is also the brutal roar of the three-eyed demon wolf. The two sides, you and I, even made the nearby space tremble. The huge floating canyon was silent. After sensing the terrifying aura, those soul beasts hid in their old nests and shivered. Is this the strength of the peak of the king? Yi Feng was full of pride in his heart. It won't take a few years for him to reach this level. No, the peak of the king is far from his limit. Zhang Wuji replaced Zhang Shan in charge of maintaining the Great Formation, and he was not worried at all about the battle on Wang Quan's side. From time to time there was a muffled thunder in the sky. 10 minutes later, the void was torn apart again. The 100-meter-high three-eyed demonic wolf's aura declined a lot, and the blue blood splattered on the ground, burning a big pit on the ground. Sharp, Yi Feng's eyes lit up. The teacher was really strong. Wow, at this moment, this brainless beast almost had its tail tucked. In the face of the powerful kingship and his incomparably sharp Yuhuang sword, the three-eyed demon wolf had no chance to resist. Do you still want to run? Wang Quan's voice came from the void, and it seemed a little ethereal. The voice fell, and a sword light threw out and directly wrapped around the neck of the three-eyed demon wolf. Ow! The three-eyed demon wolf struggled and was still dragged into the void. Wang Quan obviously did not want to put the battlefield outside, and there would be too many changes. Another few minutes passed. The kingship in the white shirt ripped apart the space again. The white jade-like Yuhuang sword has blue blood on it. Wang Quan said in a normal tone, it's resolved. The teacher is amazing. Yi Feng raised his thumb and gave a little flattery. Fighting against a 100,000-year-old beast, the breath is as usual, and it is obviously easy to handle. It's rare to kill 100,000 years, but unfortunately there is no spirit ring spirit bone. Wang Quan laughed. If it was a 100,000-year soul beast, it would be very difficult to kill it. Ferocious beasts belong to no one loves and no one loves them, but soul beasts of 100,000 years are different. All 100,000-year-old soul beasts are masters, such as the famous Abyss Master. Once these are life-threatening, other spirit beasts will come to support. Just like King Quan and the powerhouses of their level, there is a slight risk of falling, and as long as conditions allow, there will be other powerhouses to support. At this level, one death is less than one. Neither the human race nor the soul beast family could afford such a huge loss. The battle on Wang Quan's side was over, and it was Zhang Wuji's turn. The large array of rays of light that trapped the monster cloud beast in the deep space bloomed. Immediately, the deep space demon cloud beast of the space system was directly forced out. A 20-meter-long gray soul beast in the shape of a dolphin came into view. The deep space monster cloud beast was trapped for a long time and was also a little panicked. It is only a juvenile, and if it is mature, it is impossible to be trapped. Moo! The deep space demonic cloud beast let out an angry roar, and then the surrounding space was instantly distorted. Ha ha! Zhang Wuji had been prepared for a long time, and his terrifying soul power turned into a big hand hundreds of meters long and instantly grabbed the deep space demonic cloud beast tightly. Bang! Just a slight squeeze, the huge body of the deep space demon cloud beast burst out a large blood mist. It's done. Yi Feng rubbed his hands together excitedly. The Ox Fork soul skill was about to be obtained. When the aura of the monster cloud beast in the deep space dropped to the extreme, Yi Feng stepped forward. The moment the Void God sword appeared, Wang Quan was envious for no reason. As a weapon spirit master, who doesn't yearn for the top-ranked nihilistic sword? Although his Yuhuang sword is famous for its sharpness, it is really not enough to see in front of the sword of nothingness. PFF'd. The sharp nihilistic sword easily penetrated the abdomen of the deep space demonic cloud beast. This space-type soul beast didn't forget to look at Yi Feng before he died. The smell of this human fascinates him. Buzz. A purple soul ring with peculiar patterns emerged from the corpse of the cloud monster in the deep space. Zhang Wuji and Zhang Shan looked at each other and couldn't help but smile. Overall it went well. I believe this kindness Yi Feng should keep in mind. When Yi Feng began to absorb the spirit ring, Wang Quan stood with his hands behind his back and his perception quickly spread. It didn't take long for the entire floating canyon to be enveloped. The most taboo is to be disturbed during the absorption of the spirit ring, especially Yi Feng's physical fitness is still relatively reluctant to absorb the spirit ring of 3,200 years. Zhang Wuji looked at Yi Feng intently, and if there was a slight error, he would take action in time. The King's Peak Guardian and the Great Grandmaster's Peak are on the side, and this kind of treatment can be called luxurious. Even those disciples of the aristocratic family were far inferior to Yi Feng at this time. Time passed little by little, and before I knew it, 3 hours passed. 0. Yi Feng just completely refined the soul ring of the deep space demon cloud beast. The next step is the most critical absorption link. Yi Feng took a deep breath. When the soul ring of the monster cloud beast in the deep space turned into a huge energy and poured into Yi Feng's body, severe pain struck. Yi Feng felt as if he was going to be overwhelmed. Heartbreaking pain. It hurts everywhere. After all, Yi Feng is only 1 star of silver. Although he has dual martial spirits and has attached spirit bones, Yi Feng estimates that his physical strength is at most similar to peak silver. Absorbing a 3,200-year-old spirit ring is terrifying. However, Yi Feng's heart is so firm, after getting used to it, his expression soon became normal. With the passage of time, more and more spirit ring powers flowed into Yi Feng's body. At first Yi Feng was quite normal. Small cracks appear on the skin gradually. It felt like a piece of china that was about to shatter. Not so good. Zhang Taiji frowned slightly. Wang Quan's expression was the same as before, and he didn't seem to be worried. Inside the huge floating canyon, the neighs of birds and beasts were endless, and the clouds and mist covered the 2 suns and the moon. The ocean-like cloud and mist churned with a large amount of water vapor. Under an ancient tree towering into the clouds, Yi Feng seemed to have become a blood man. The small cracks on the body have been connected together and the blood is flowing. In front of Yi Feng, the soul ring of the deep space demon cloud beast became weaker and fainter, and at last it was almost invisible. Buzz. Half an hour later, the space in front of Yi Feng suddenly trembled. Immediately, Wang Quan and Zhang Wuji breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. It's done. Before he finished speaking, Yi Feng opened his eyes, and a purple soul ring with mysterious lines under his feet flashed away. Host. Yi Feng. Boundary, silver 1 star. Martial soul, void god sword. Soul ring. 1. Void crocodile, 500 years, space blade. 2. Deep space cloud beast, 3200, void shift. Martial soul, time clock. Soul ring. 1. Time sacred tortoise, 2800, eternal barrier. 2. Death wolf, 1100, death and withering. Soul bone. 1. External soul bone, void dragon eagle, teleport. Spirit point. 56,870. Yi Feng ignored the injuries on his body and looked at the panel excitedly. Another powerful soul skill has arrived. And except for the space blade of the void crocodile, the other 3 are millennia. Wang Quan threw Yi Feng an elixir with a strong medicinal fragrance. Yi Feng was also polite and immediately threw it into his mouth. Immediately, Yi Feng found that the wound began to heal slowly. Try how this soul skill works. Zhang Wuji said. Yi Feng also wanted to experiment. Seeing that Yi Feng was ready, Zhang Wuji flicked his fingers and grabbed Yi Feng with a big hand made of soul power. This attack is not very strong, but it also has the full force of a golden 1-star soul master. The purple soul ring under Yi Feng's feet appeared in the surrounding space and twisted in a mysterious way. Puff! The big hand of soul power suddenly disappeared like a bull into the sea in front of Yi Feng. Forehead. Several masters of the Zhang family were stunned and immediately reacted. Void shifting is extraordinary, amazing. 1.0 Zhang Shan praised his eyes brightly. Just now, Zhang Wuji's attack was transferred to the space in front of him by Yi Feng by means of a void shift. Therefore, the visual impression is that Yi Feng seems to have an invisible black hole in front of him, absorbing the soul power. Yi Feng's heart moved, and he suddenly showed a malicious smile. Zhang Shan was stunned again, and found that the big hand of spirit power condensed by his eldest brother actually appeared behind him. Zhang Shan turned to one side, and the big hand of soul power lost its target and blasted towards the forest 100 meters away. This time, everyone was a little surprised. This soul skill is extremely useful. Zhang Wuji said. The void shift itself is not an offensive soul skill, it just changes the space trajectory. But this skill can be used for sneak attack, and it can also be used to find a surrogate ghost. And if the strength is strong, directly transferring a large wave of people to the battlefield is even more able to beat the opponent off guard. Yi Feng also felt that this skill was very useful and extremely practical. If it was just a gold 1-star soul master just now, he might already be dead. Zhang Shan praised. Even if they are stronger, they will suffer if they are caught off guard. I have to say, seeing that Void Shift is so powerful, several people are envious. Wang Quan had seen the Void God Sword Soul Master 300 years ago, so there were no surprises. Come on, let's go back, Yi Feng said after a while. Then Wang Quan lifted Yi Feng with his soul power. Yi Feng took another look at the floating canyon and frowned slightly. Just at the moment just now, it seemed as if something was looking at him. This feeling was fleeting, and because Wang Quan didn't notice anything, Yi Feng thought it was his own illusion. After the group left, a pair of eyes without the slightest emotion suddenly appeared where Yi Feng was standing before. The two eyes are 100 meters in diameter and look very scary. The eye looked left and looked again, and immediately disappeared, and the ground returned to its original state at the same time. When he returned, Wang Quan was not so anxious. After 20 minutes, an endless plain came into view. At this moment, the sound of breaking the air sounded in the distance. In the next moment, a man as majestic as an iron tower descended from the sky. It was the Blood Governor Hong Zhen. Lord Overseer. Zhang Wuji and the others hurriedly saluted, while Wang Quan looked at Hong Zhen with vigilance. Hong Zhen was wearing red armor with blood on it as if he had just experienced a major battle. As if he hadn't seen Wang Quan and the others, a pair of copper bell-like eyes fell on Yi Feng. Yi Feng looked a little creepy. Mad, does this person have a special hobby? Yi Feng, this is Senior Hong Junhong, the Blood Overseer. Zhang Wuji said quickly. He didn't know that Hong Zhen had been following Yi Feng for a while. Not to mention that Hong Zhen almost didn't think about tea for Yi Feng during this period. Wang Quan blocked Yi Feng behind him and said angrily, Old Hong, why are you not staying in your blood town and running here? Hong Zhen said even more indignantly, well, you old king, you don't even say hello to my old Hong when you come to my site. After a pause, Hong Zhen instantly changed his face and tried to show a kind smile. Little guy, I've been following you for a while, so why don't you want to be my old Hong as a student? Yi Feng got goosebumps. This guy looks ferocious, but he pretends to be amiable and makes his scalp numb. Be a student for you. I'm afraid there are some shameful PY transactions here. He had heard the name of the regret of Blood Overseer. Like the undead warlord Yan Wudi, he is the supreme general of the Suzaku Legion. Yan Wudi is guarding Yinghan City and guarding the last line of defense for the human race. Hong Zhen, on the other hand, is guarding the Blood Town City, which is 10,000 kilometers away from Heroic Soul City. Hong Zhen's main task is to obtain as many resources as possible for the human race and cooperate with the Divine Prison to kill as many soul beast powerhouses as possible. In comparison, Hong Zhen's Blood Town is the most dangerous. There are battles big and small almost every day. As for Hong Zhen himself, many times he would fight hundreds of fights a day. The Blood Slaughter Town General Wang Tu, who was in charge of the special training camp before, was Hong Zhen's soldier. 20. Yi Feng said. Cough, thank you Lord Overseer. Students don't think about it. Wang Quan glared at him and said, Old Hong, you must be kind. You kid is useless. With Hong Zhen's character, it can be considered a fight today. Yi Feng, why don't you come to me? I promise you will have too many soul rings to choose from. Hong Zhen. Wang Quan was angry. Your mother's search for death. Cough, I'm just joking to see that you are in a hurry, old Wang. Hong Zhen knew that it was useless to speak in front of Wang Quan, and this old boy's anger was enough to cause a headache. Yi Feng, come to my blood town to play another day, I have a lot of good things there. Hong Zhen patted Yi Feng's shoulder in admiration. Although Hong Zhen's strength was not strong, Yi Feng felt as if he had been hit by a mountain. This is true. After Yi Feng's secret realm of chaos is over, I will take time to take you to scour Lao Hong's wool. Wang Quan was immediately overjoyed. If nothing else, Hong Zhen has a lot of private collections. The blood dragon crystals given to him before were not the best in Hong Zhen's hands. This guy is fighting on the front line, and he has been very rich for 100 years. Hong Zhen disapproved. Why don't you say that you scholars are insidious, Lao Wang, Yifeng is going to need you to bring him. Then he told Yifeng his contact information. Zhang Wuji and the 5 people on the side were dumbfounded. They had never seen the dignified blood overseer be so kind, so polite. You know, even Zhang Wuji doesn't have Hong Zhen's contact information. Zhang Shan looked at Zhang Wuji with admiration. Zhang Wuji showed his favor to Yifeng, and behind Yifeng stood Wang Quan and Hong Zhen. This is also excellent for the Zhang family. Hong Zhen also wanted to chat with Yifeng, but was ruthlessly blasted away by Wang Quan. After returning to Hero City, Yifeng, we are going back to the capital. Zhang Wuji said, thanks a lot to the seniors this time. Yifeng bowed and said seriously, after the Chaos Mystery Realm is over, this junior will definitely go to Yang's house to visit some seniors. Yifeng's attitude made Zhang Shan and 3 Wei elders very satisfied. Especially Zhang Shan, he couldn't help comparing Yifeng with his nephew Zhang Dasheng. Afterwards, there was some sadness in my heart. The eldest nephew is lethargic, sometimes he can fall asleep even after a fight, how can he compare with Yifeng? You're going to Chaos Secret Realm, Zhang Wuji said with a lingering expression. Principal Wang, seriously? Wang Quan nodded. This kid is experienced, it is always good to see blood. Zhang Wuji agreed, but still warned, Yifeng, go to the secret realm of chaos and try to form a team with other people, it will be much safer. The great saint, forget it. Zhang Wuji originally wanted to say that I would ask 1 or 2 about the great sage. But when I think that this villain is very likely to fall asleep as soon as he goes in, he is embarrassed to mention it. Yifeng looked blank and didn't know why Zhang Wuji suddenly stopped talking. There are 6 teleportation formations in Hero City. Each leads to 6 major cities. Yifeng and Wang Quan didn't stop at Hero City. After returning to the dormitory, Yifeng lay down on the bed without taking off his clothes. This day is so terrifying. Especially when absorbing the soul ring of the demon cloud beast in the deep space, the whole heart is haggard. This sleep is 2 days. 2 days later, at noon, Yifeng was full of energy and refreshed. Yifeng locked the door after lunch. System, check the upgrade information. Yifeng said solemnly. Immediately, the martial soul points needed to upgrade come into view. Silver 1 star to 2 star requires 10,000 spirit points. 2 stars to 3 stars is 15,000. 3 stars to 4 stars becomes 20,001. 4 stars to 5 stars higher, directly to 30,000. Liver pain. Yifeng said and focused his attention on Wang Quan. Well, how can you not sponsor points as your own teacher? It's just a bit difficult to handle, and if you want more royal power, you will definitely doubt it. If it is less, it is useless. The system is his biggest secret, and Yifeng doesn't plan to reveal it yet. At least I have to wait until I have a certain ability to protect myself. Saying that, Yifeng started to add some points. Boom. Quote, the tyrannical soul power fluctuations swept out, and in the blink of an eye, Yifeng was already a silver 4-star soul master. It's time to increase the age of the spirit ring. At present, Yifeng has 4 spirit rings, each of which is extremely useful. After thinking for a while, Yifeng decided to give priority to the soul ring of Death Wolf. After the promotion, Death and Decay will become one of his own trump cards. Under the operation of Yifeng, 2 martial soul sacred stones and 2 martial soul true stones totaled 13,200 years. It's done. Yifeng's mood couldn't help but start to get excited. His first 10,000-year spirit ring is here. Death Wolf 13,200 years, Death and Wither. After the age of the spirit ring was increased, the name of the spirit ring and the name of the spirit ability did not change. This is because the upper limit of the dead wolf is far more than 10,000 years. Yifeng felt it carefully and looked excited. Death and Decay can now affect 10 targets within 100 meters of Yifeng. The reduced lifespan also changed from 150 years to 200 years. It is worth mentioning that the 200 years here are for soul masters. If it is a soul beast, multiply it by 10, which is 2,000 years. Soul beasts have a much longer lifespan than humans, and 200 years is nothing to them. When he was rewarded with the soul ring of Death Wolf earlier, the system feedback mentioned that after the Death Wolf reaches 100,000 years, it can instantly kill all creatures within a radius of 10,000 meters. This naturally also includes soul beasts. This time my combat power has been greatly improved. Yi Feng said with satisfaction. The age of the spirit ring has increased, and the martial spirit point has also been used 7 to 88. So far, the period of Yi Feng's rapid increase in strength has come to an end. Yi Feng figured it out. It's been less than a month since the end of the special training camp. And his strength has undergone earth-shaking changes. It is no exaggeration to say that such a change is timeless. Next is the secret realm of chaos. Yi Feng clenched his fists with confidence. Although he doesn't know where his limit is, Yi Feng estimates that he should have the strength to fight against 5 gold stars, and even be able to kill him. Yi Feng has a general understanding of the situation in the secret realm of chaos, and there is still 1 day left before everyone gathers. Just after taking a shower, there was a knock on the door. Yi Feng probably guessed who it was. Sure enough, it was Gong Qingyu, Jiming and Li Fengxian. This year, including Yi Feng, a total of 10 people entered the secret realm of chaos. And Taikyo University has 4 places exclusively, which has to be said to be surprising. As early as the day before yesterday, Gong Qingyu and other 9 people got the news that Yi Feng will join as the 10th person. In this regard, some people are surprised, some people are dissatisfied. Yi Feng. Li Fengxian sat down beside the bed and said, I will show you a senior, Gong Qingyu, the president of the student union. Gong Qingyu took a step forward and took the initiative to stretch out his hand. Hello, junior brother, I have been looking forward to you for a long time. This is not false, but sincere. Gong Qingyu felt to Yi Feng as if he was the domineering president of the domineering President Wen Li. Dressed meticulously, with gold-rimmed glasses. Although he is not as handsome as himself, but your son is full of temperament. According to Yi Feng, although Gong Qingyu is not a noble family, there is the Soul Energy Weapons group behind him. In terms of identity, Gong Qingyu should be the same as Wu Sisong, the son of a monopoly group. It's just that Gong Qingyu's talent is better, and he is as famous as Jiming and the others. Yi Feng and Gong Qingyu shook hands and said, Hello, Senior Gong, take care of me. Li Fengxian and Jiming laughed when they heard the words. Yi Feng, did Principal Wang tell you that after entering the secret realm of chaos, everyone will be randomly teleported to different places? Li Feng asked first. Said, the chaotic secret realm has its own space, and the area is comparable to that of the imperial capital. Once you enter the secret realm, you will be affected by the power of space in it, and will then be teleported to various locations. So 10 people will be distributed in different places after entering. It is only possible to meet in the central area. And the things in the central area are the best and the most dangerous. Basically, after everyone meets, they will form a team with those they can trust. Then we have nothing to remind. Li Fengxian put his arms around Yi Feng's shoulders and said, Junior, although you shocked us a few days ago, your strength is still a bit reluctant. Listen to my brother's advice. Try your best at the periphery, and when you arrive at the central area, my brothers will take you to fly. Jiming nodded. Xiao Li is right. Gong Qingyu said. This is the experience summed up by several seniors. Yi Feng, don't think about finding resources in the outer area, try to go as far as possible safely. Yi Feng was stunned. Oh yes, they don't know my current combat power. Hearing that, Yi Feng also got a low profile, and said humbly, Yes, then I will trouble the seniors to take care of them. After listening to Yi Feng's words, Jiming has a stronger affection for Yi Feng. What are you talking about? Let's go. At this moment, the kingship appeared behind several people like a ghost. Li Fengxian was taken aback and looked at his principal with a resentful expression. At this time, Wang Quan suddenly froze. He felt that Yi Feng had become a little different. However, where exactly, he couldn't sense it. At the same time, in heroic Seoul City, several figures flashed by, and Mu Tian, the president of Modu University, led Zuoqiu Wushwang to hold Zhang Dasheng with a black line. It was fine before he came, but when he was teleporting, Zhang Dasheng fell down. Shame, shameful. Mu Tian looked around, but fortunately no one noticed. This Zhang Dasheng is fine, but lethargy. But you can't blame him. After all, his second martial spirit is somewhat unique. Zuoqiu Wushwang has been to Yinghan City many times. Hearing the words, Mu Tian's face turned completely dark. Forget it, I can't stand this torture. Last year, the first place in the freshman competition, Mu Tian asked him to give his acceptance speech on a whim. As a result, Mu Tian was almost suffocated to death. After a while, the teleportation array radiated brightly. Mu Tian turned his head to look, and saw Chu Yang, the president of Central South University, walking with Wu Sisong and Shen Yunkang. Along with them, there was an old man with gray hair, Pu Wen, the president of the College Alliance University. Behind Pu Wen were Chen Yao and Xiao Fengyan from Union University. Today, the three universities of the human race are very famous and have a lot of resources. Therefore, other schools have integrated excellent teachers and established an alliance university. It aims to improve their competitiveness against the three major universities. And Chen Yao and Xiao Fengyan are the top talents in the alliance universities. Pharaoh, they haven't arrived yet. Chu Yang looked around and said. Not yet. Mu Tian shook his head and immediately looked at Chen Yao and Xiao Fengyan. The former is a sophomore, the latter is a junior. What Mushan really cares about is Chen Yao, who is not very famous because he was born in an alliance university. But its talent and strength are not to be said. Is a formidable enemy. Every time I enter the secret realm of chaos, on the one hand, it is to improve the strength and vision of each genius, and on the other hand, it will also help the university to obtain some rare resources from the outside world. Therefore, although they are still in harmony, some competition is inevitable. It didn't take long for the teleportation array to light up again. In the crowd, Wu Sisong narrowed his eyes and looked over. Wang Quan took Yifeng and the four to appear on the teleportation square. Pharaoh, Mu Tian and the others greeted Wang Quan one after another. Although the four of them are all principals, they are the strongest with the power of kingship. Everyone came so early. Wang Quan smiled and said, let's go, don't delay. The four principals walked side by side, while Yifeng and the others walked together. Wu Sisong looked up and down, not knowing what he was thinking. Upon seeing this, Ji Ming immediately said, Yifeng, Wu Sisong, that boy is wrong, you should be careful. As soon as this statement came out, everyone froze in their footsteps. Ji Ming not only reminded, but also made a loud voice. Suddenly Wu Sisong looked embarrassed. Yifeng looked back at Wu Sisong. This noble young man with great talent and status rarely blushed. Ji Ming, what nonsense are you talking about? Wu Sisong looked rather annoyed. Ji Ming raised his brows, really? Do you dare to swear? After listening to Ji Ming's words, Yifeng almost couldn't help it. Are the Ji family so upright? This fool is completely out of the way. As for Li Fengxian and others, they were trying to hold back their laughter. Except for Zhang Dasheng, he fell asleep. Wu Sisong glanced at Ji Ming angrily and stopped talking. He was too lazy to deal with this brainless guy. Wang Quan and several people looked strange. Old Chu. Immediately, Wang Quan glanced at Chu Yang with some malicious intent. The meaning could not be more obvious. Chu Yang spread his hands helplessly. Originally everyone gathered tomorrow. I want to take advantage of this day to educate Xiao Wu, who made you come early. After a pause, Chu Yang said, I'll have a good chat with him later. The collection time is set for tomorrow. But everyone tacitly came early. One of the reasons for doing this is to let Yifeng and the others familiarize themselves with the environment. On the other hand, it can be considered to let everyone know in advance. After all, although there will be competition inside, but in general there is still cooperation. If you don't cooperate, it is difficult to face the soul beasts in the secret territory with your own strength. If that's the case, then let's go directly outside the secret and wait. Kingship Road. The three of Chu Yang had no opinion. Immediately, Chu Yang took out an alloy boat. After the soul power was injected, the boat quickly enlarged to accommodate everyone inside. Soul weapon. Yifeng raised his brows, it was the first time he had seen flying. Everyone come up, Chu Yang said. After getting on the boat, Yifeng found that it was almost no different from an ordinary boat. The rows of seats are shrouded in rays of light, which seem to contain formations. Buzz. Under Chu Yang's urging, the light of the boat burst into the clouds instantly. When the boat was flying at high speed, Chu Yang walked to Wu Sisong's row and patted Wu Sisong's shoulder before he said anything. Wu Sisong looked helpless. He just looked at Yifeng more curiously just now. So how did this make it seem like it was going to take revenge? That's fine, but Yi Fang's identity is not ordinary. If something happened in the secret realm of chaos, he really jumped into the Yellow River and couldn't wash it out. But how do you explain such a thing? It's getting darker. In fact, Wu Sisong had already figured it out a few days ago. The first Wu family and Zhang family have already negotiated. There is no need to destroy the hard-won alliance because of revenge on Yi Feng. Second, Yi Feng is in full swing now, so he doesn't need to cause trouble for the Wu family. The third and most important point is that the human race is not easy, and one more genius means more hope. Before the big picture, it's nothing to be distorted by individuals. In addition, there is a fourth point that he really has no feelings for Zhang Duoer. Face is of course important, but there are many things more important than face in one's life. Wu Sisong is not a person who can't carry it clearly, nor is he the kind of person with a small stomach. Thinking of this, Wu Sisong still explained, Principal Chu, I'm not a fool, I carry it lightly. Quote. Chu Yong sighed secretly. This explanation was obviously pale and weak. Xiao Wu, you are a smart person, but after all, I understand that you are still young, but everything is inseparable from the word cause and effect, if you, hey. Immediately, Chu Yong began to earnestly conduct some ideological education. Chaos Secret Realm is 7,000 kilometers away from Heroic Soul City, which is not too far away. A group of people chatted nonsense on the boat. Yi Feng, you see that Wu Sisong is really not at ease. Ji Ming's speech has always been carefree and never likes to be secretive. This is very similar to Hong Zhen. As soon as these words came out, everyone looked back at the depressed Wu Sisong again. Wu Sisong has a black line, mad. Yi Feng shrugged and didn't take it to heart. Yi Feng might have been afraid of one or two before, but now. Even if he can't win against Wu Sisong should not try to take advantage. Yi Feng swept around at random, except for Li Fengxian and the others, it was the first time they had seen each other. The sleeping one is Zhang Dasheng. Li Fengxian said. Oh, the one next to him is Zuoqiu Wushwang, right? Judging from his appearance, he is very similar to Zuo Chohan, especially his iconic white hair. Shish, who knew that Li Fengxian's face changed slightly and quickly whispered, don't let him hear it. Gong Qingyu and Ji Ming on the side also showed a helpless look. This is. Yi Feng is a little puzzled. Zuo Chohan is quite normal, shouldn't he be okay as his eldest brother? No, GTN is also normal, but Ji Ming is obviously abnormal. Yi Feng stopped talking, so be careful. Unfortunately, Zuoqiu Wushwang has already heard it. He looked back at Yi Feng with a kind smile. Yi Feng also smiled back when he saw this, and at the same time slandered in his heart that this is not very good. It turned out that Yi Feng was still careless. Zuoqiu Wushwang said. Yi Feng nodded and signaled Zuoqiu Wushwang to go on, who knew that there was no more to follow. Li Fengxian and the others have already started scratching their hair in pain. Yi Feng thought that Zuoqiu Wushwang was so cool that he didn't speak anymore. 2 minutes later, Zuoqiu Wushwang. Feng, Yi Feng was stunned for a while, combined with the words just now, did you call me? Zuoqiu Wushwang. You, Yi Feng, a few days ago. Zuoqiu Wushwang continued. Yi Feng's eyes gradually widened, and he suddenly doubted whether Zuoqiu Wushwang was affected by the eternal barrier. This speed of speech, despairing. Li Fengxian on the side kept rubbing his face. Even Gong Qingyu glanced to the side with a helpless expression. Everyone else covered their ears. The four of Wang Quan did not speak, and at the same time blocked their ears with soul power. Immediately I felt relieved. Zuoqiu Wushwang didn't seem to feel anything, stared at Yi Feng and continued, God, really, very. Yi Feng accepted. Cough, Senior, did you bring a pen? As soon as these words came out, Li Fengxian's eyes lit up. This trick seconds awe. However, the pain continued. Although seconds are useless, whoever has nothing to bring a pen is not participating in the college entrance examination. Zuoqiu Wushwang. Awesome, great, this. Yi Feng turned his head and took out 2 napkins to block his ears, with a smile on his face. Hee, no need to hurry, speak slowly. Fortunately, this torment did not last long. 10 minutes later. It's in place. Wang Quan's voice revealed a hint of urgency. The voice just landed and the boat hadn't stopped, and the group jumped down one after another. Behind, Zhuoqiu Wushwang. Brother. Do not talk. Mu Tian felt that the breath in his chest couldn't come out. Wushwang, keep your strength and go to the secret realm. As he said that, he shot out a soul force and sealed Zhuoqiu Wushwang's mouth. Yi Feng suddenly had a cool feeling. Strange, why isn't this secret realm moving? At this moment, Pu Wen suddenly wondered. The crowd looked around. Thousands of meters away is a basin, and a red teleportation formation in the center of the basin is quietly suspended there. According to the situation in previous years, the space around the 3 days before the opening of the Chaos Secret Realm will gradually become disordered. But now, it is very calm. Wang Quan opened his eyes after feeling it for a while and said, there is nothing abnormal. Seeing Wang Quan say this, the three of them were relieved. While waiting, everyone chatted again. Among them, 3 students from Union University and Central South University looked at Yi Feng from time to time. Obviously, there is some curiosity about the first genius in the history of this human race. While curious, he was also a little unconvinced. After all, everyone is the top talent of the human race, and their future achievements are extremely high. Even the talents of the 3 pillars were not necessarily higher than theirs. So, my heart is suffocating. It's just that he didn't foolishly provoke Yi Feng, and even planned to attack Yi Feng. The achievements of the human race are not easy to come by, except for a very few, they will hardly rise to the level of the enemy easily. Yi Feng also chatted with everyone. These may be teammates in the secret realm, familiarize yourself with them in advance and cultivate some trust. What? At this moment, Zhang Dasheng, who had been sleeping soundly, woke up quietly. Although he woke up, his eyes were still half closed. Don't sleep. Mushin's forehead burst with blue veins, and neither of his 2 students could be relieved. Among the 10 people, Zhang Dasheng was the most burly one. He was about the same height as Ji Ming, but he had grown stronger for 2 laps. He belonged to the Nodam contestants in his previous life. Zhang Dasheng squinted and looked around. Where is this? Mu Tian resisted his anger and showed a smile that was uglier than crying. What do you think? Zhuoqiu Wushwang wanted to scold Zhang Dasheng for 2 sentences, but his mouth was sealed and he was speechless. However, this did not prevent him from despising him, and then he raised his middle finger and made a rather friendly and harmonious gesture. Hee, just because of their virtues, they deserve to be as famous as us. The upright Ji Ming sneered. The outsiders really look down on us. Qing Yu, do you think so? Gong Qingyu didn't really want to take care of Ji Ming. Of all the people, he was the most correct sitting posture, rubbing his eyes and rubbing his eyes, obviously not myopic, but he seemed to be unable to bear it. Ji Ming, do you want to fight? Zhang Dasheng got up and walked over. Zhuoqiu Wushwang handed Ji Ming a middle finger that symbolizes friendship and harmony. Ji Ming said solemnly, I bet you can't walk 5 steps. Before he finished speaking, Zhang Dasheng suddenly yawned again and again. The strange thing is that not only Zhang Dasheng yawned, but all the students including Yi Feng yawned. When Zhang Dasheng fell down and fell into a deep sleep, many people lied in their hearts. It was the first time they experienced Zhang Dasheng's ability. This guy. Yi Feng raised his brows. It seemed that Zhang Dasheng's second martial spirit was a bit special. Yi Feng, none of these 4 are normal. Li Fengxian whispered. It's best to keep a distance from them. Yi Feng nodded. Not only abnormal, but inhuman. That's just fine with Gong Qingyu, there's nothing special about Wen Crepe. Seemingly seeing what Yi Feng was thinking, Li Fengxian widened his eyes. Immediately, he whispered, that guy Gong Qingyu will wipe off the oil stains from the corner of your mouth. This sentence is so lethal, Yi Feng's goosebumps immediately arose. Then Yu Guang glanced at Gong Qingyu. Could he be? No, but more terrifying. Li Fengxian got rid of the goosebumps and didn't want to remember. Anyway, it's better not to eat in front of him, otherwise you can't hide if you want to. Seeing this, Yi Feng patted Li Fengxian's shoulder and said sincerely, Senior, you have suffered. Hello Yi Feng. At this time, Chen Yao from Union University came over. Yi Feng greeted and said, Is something wrong, Senior? Chen Yao covered her mouth and giggled when she heard the words. Don't you think I look a lot like Chen Wei? Are you two sisters? Yi Feng was stunned. No wonder it felt a little familiar at first glance. Chen Wei is a classmate of Yi Feng number 2 middle school, but there is not much interaction between the two. Yeah, for Chen Wei's sake, sister entered the secret realm to take care of you. Hee, thank you. Yi Feng gave Chen Yao a deep look. Big sister is big sister. Yi Feng means that she looks a lot older because of her age, nothing else. Chen Yao was stunned when Yi Feng looked at her like this, then she glared at Yi Feng after thinking of something. There are still 3 days left before the opening of the secret realm. Naturally, this time was not wasted. The four of Wang Quan walked around the teleportation array, not knowing what to talk about. After half an hour, the four Wang Quan looked at each other with a solemn expression. There seems to be something weird in this secret realm. Wang Quan said solemnly. I suspect that it may be that the tribe inside is brewing something. Most of the soul beasts in the secret realm of chaos haunt in groups. Among them, there are 4 major tribes. Although the strength of these soul beasts will not exceed 1 star of diamonds, the number cab is huge. In the past, Tianzhao who entered the secret realm of chaos would suffer losses, and this time the situation was even more serious. After listening to Wang Quan's words, everyone was extremely serious. Except for Zhang Dasheng, who just fell asleep, no one cares about this. Mu Tian on the side added, before the opening of the secret realm teleportation formation in previous years, the fluctuations in the surrounding space were very chaotic. But, this time, there are some rules in it. In this case, either the 4 tribes have united, or something good is about to be born. Wang Quan immediately looked at Yi Feng. It is not ruled out that there are time or space type soul beasts. Yi Feng was overjoyed when he said this. However, the strength is definitely not weak. Even if the rules of the secret realm of chaos cannot be surpassed, I suspect that it is at least a golden perfection. Wang Quan reminded. Except for Yi Feng, everyone else's faces were more or less solemn. They have never seen these 2 series soul beasts, but they have heard of prestige. The same level is not their opponent at all. Among all soul beast types, the time and space systems are always invincible at the same level. If it is true as Wang Quan said, then this golden perfect soul beast can definitely destroy the arrogance of the heavens. Neither Chu Yang nor Pu Wen said a word. Obviously, the complexity of the secret realm of chaos this year was beyond imagination. Students, you can quit if you want. Mu Tian said. After all, there is only one life. The 10 people present did not speak, but their attitudes have been released. Very good. Wang Quan grinned and said, that's how the arrogance of the human race should be. If you can survive this time, I believe that the strength of each of you will be greatly improved. When the time comes, you should be able to see you on the battlefield of the Buddha. Mu Tian gave Wang Quan a faint look. I just said that there is only one life in my forefoot, you refute me. Am I being ashamed? Batu battlefield, Shen Yunkang, who didn't talk much, asked, Principal Wang, is that the secret realm that only diamonds and grandmasters can participate in? Not bad. Come on, you may not have a chance. Wang Quan said. The battlefield of the slaughterhouse was much more brutal, with a 40% higher mortality rate. Both Wang Quan and Hong Zhen participated in the Battle of the Buddha. Shen Yunkang stopped talking, diamond level. Although they are Tianzhao, but they are not open, 3 months to the later stage of diamond, they want to eat. 2 days later, boom, there was a sudden loud noise above the red teleportation array. The next moment, the originally dim and still teleportation formation burst into light. At the same time, the lines made up on it begin to rotate clockwise. The secret realm of chaos is about to open. Yi Feng looked up and couldn't help but look forward to it. As time goes by, the energy of the teleportation array becomes more and more full. And this charging is not man-made. It is because of the laws of the Asura world. It seems that this year's Chaos Rift is earlier than the year before. Wang Quan said. It didn't take long for the teleportation array to be like a red sun, and the light it radiated illuminated a radius of thousands of meters. In the forest in the distance, the soul beast roared again and again. Yi Feng and others were not surprised. After the opening of the secret realm of chaos, not only humans can enter, but also qualified soul beasts can enter. Wang Quan's 4 people's mental power is open to pay attention to the surrounding situation at any time. When the energy of the teleportation array reached a peak, a scene that surprised Yifeng appeared. The sky was full of red light, and it was impossible to see the head at a glance. The energy of the teleportation array is like a big net covering hundreds of thousands of miles. Ow, moo, roar, all kinds of soul beasts let out excited roars. The Chaos Rift is an excellent opportunity for the Terran to improve their strength, and the same is true for them. Call out. Immediately, red beams of light descended from the sky, taking away one soul beast after another. Yifeng knew that these soul beasts had been automatically teleported into the secret realm of chaos. It is not fair, Li Fengxian complained. The same goes, they can be automatically teleported, and we have to passively walk over. Who made the Asura realm the domain of soul beasts? Gong Qingyu smiled slightly. The secret realms and battlefields in the Shira world are inextricably linked with soul beasts. There are some privileges that are understandable. However, the privileges of the soul beasts are nothing more than that, and everyone is the same inside. The native spirit beasts in the secret realm of chaos are not polite to outsiders, no matter if you are a human race or a spirit beast. Go in. Wang Quan took all the soul beasts that entered the secret realm in his heart. Okay, the overall quality is about the same as last time. Wake up. Mu Tian unceremoniously put his foot on Zhang Dasheng's ass. Zhang Dasheng woke up quietly. Ah, what's wrong? Mu Tian's head was black, and he didn't say a word and kicked out again. Immediately, Dasheng Zhang flew into the teleportation formation like a meteor. Zuoqiu Wushwang pointed to his mouth. Mu Tian's face was even darker. He removed the seal and kicked out. Others are much more normal, and they all walk in. Yifeng, go live. Li Fengxian warned again. With your ability to escape, you won't die if you don't waver. He didn't want Yifeng to die because of it. Gong Qingyu said with a smile. When we get to the central area, just wait for us. Yifeng nodded, thinking that when you think about it, don't let your jaw drop. When Yifeng stepped into the teleportation formation, a tyrannical space force rushed from all directions. Yifeng couldn't help but get nervous. According to Wang Quan, the Chaos Rift will randomly send everyone to different areas. If you are lucky, you may be teleported to a soul crystal or vein, and you will go directly to the clubhouse, walk away. Bad luck may directly fall into the soul beast nest and become fertilizer. Therefore, when everyone stepped into the teleportation formation, they all possessed their spirits and showed their strongest state to deal with the next situation. Whoa! Behind Yifeng appeared a pair of wide wings that stretched 4 meters. At the same time, there is an extremely sharp invisible sword in his hand. The reason why he didn't use the time clock was mainly because he was afraid that he would fall into the group of soul beasts due to bad luck. The void shift and the teleportation of the void dragon eagle are enough to get him out of danger quickly. And the 2 spirit rings of the time god clock are currently mainly fighting, and it is almost impossible to escape. When the space power of the teleportation array wrapped Yifeng, the scenery in front of him changed. What? But the next moment Yifeng was stunned. There were small squares in front of his eyes. Each small square has a different scenery, just like playing an online game in a previous life and opening several small maps. Don't you mean random delivery? What's wrong with this? Yifeng didn't feel that he was about to be teleported. On the contrary, the power of space does not move after wrapping itself. Yifeng's eyes gradually widened. He thought of a possibility. Chaos Secret Realm is indeed a random teleportation, but because his martial spirit is too powerful, he unconsciously changes the spatial fluctuations in the teleportation array. Very likely. In this case, shall I send it? Yifeng forcibly held down his excited and trembling heart, and put his eyes on the small maps. This should be a map of various places in the outskirts of Chaos Rift. When Yifeng looked over, a feeling that I could choose anyone to go to came to my mind. It's you. After choosing for a while, Yifeng's eyes brightened. There is a small soul crystal lode. There are only some early-stage gold soul beasts around the lode, which poses no threat to Yifeng. In the other small maps in front of him, there are many soul beasts that are creepy. However, Yifeng didn't see the time-type or space-type soul beasts. They should all be in the central area. Buzz. The moment Yifeng selected, the teleportation power around him seemed to feel something. At the same time, the space around the void god blade fluctuated rapidly. Crash. The next moment, Yifeng left the teleportation formation and stepped into a whole new world. It is the same as the small map that Yifeng saw. There are rivers and hills not far away. At the foot of the mountain, there is a light blue translucent crystal. There is the soul crystal vein. If Wu Sisong was here, he could estimate at a glance that the soul crystal veins in this place could produce about 20,000 low-quality soul crystals. Of course Yifeng doesn't have this ability. He has now shed unsatisfactory tears. Well, as I saw it, the soul beasts here are not too strong. Yifeng wiped away the tears from the corners of his mouth, and stepped forward with the sword of nothingness in his hand. He didn't fly in the air stupidly, it was too conspicuous, it was a living target. This area is not small, and is generally dominated by plains. And the height of the hill several hundred meters away from Yifeng is only about 200 meters. In the previous minimap, some places were covered with ice and snow, and some places were eerie like hell. On the contrary, the view here is good. Yifeng didn't take a few steps when there was an abnormal noise under his feet. Rustle. Yifeng waved the knife without looking at it. PFF'd. The sharp space blade tore the ground in front of him, bringing up minced meat and blood. Immediately after, 2 purple spirit rings rose up. Then came the system's prompt tone, and 500 martial spirit points were obtained. Is it pangolin armor? Yifeng recognized the type of the corpse and ignored it. Roar. When Yifeng came to the foot of the mountain, a deafening roar came from the mountain. 0. Crash. The trees on the mountain fell in large swaths. A spirit beast as large as a tank looked at Yifeng with vigilance. Mysterious leopard. Yifeng's eyes narrowed. This should be the guardian of the ore vein. But any ore vein, no matter how big or small, will be guarded by spirit beasts. Although they cannot absorb soul crystals like humans, they can absorb the soul power inside to increase their age and strength. After sensing the strength of the profound armored leopard, Yifeng knew it. Hard and just. Roar. Xuanjiabao was quite afraid of the nihilistic sword in Yifeng's hand, so he didn't rush forward but roared to warn Yifeng. Yifeng doesn't care if you warn you or not, as long as you are not strong enough to do it. Call out. Just when the black armored leopard roared again and again, the void dragon eagle's wings shook slightly. The next moment Yifeng teleported behind the black armored leopard like a ghost. At this time, the black armored leopard was only slightly at a loss. What about the 2-legged beast? Yifeng swung the knife, and the 40-meter-long space blade hit it as soon as it was formed. PFF'd. The back of the black armored leopard exploded, blood splattered everywhere, and the breath dropped sharply. Ow! The huge body screamed in pain. With teleportation, Yifeng instantly hit the golden 3-star black armored leopard. It's just that the black armored leopard is extremely defensive and has not died. Ha ha. Yifeng saw that Xuanjiabao was terrified and struggled to run away and stabbed it out with the sword of nothingness. Ding! Congratulations to the host for beheading the black armored leopard and obtaining 1 true spirit stone. The system prompt sounded. Yifeng couldn't stop smiling. However, just when Yifeng was about to deal with the soul crystal ore veins, there was a sudden sound of suo from all around. Yifeng narrowed his eyes and looked at the surrounding bushes. It seems that the strongest is dead, and the others are just around the corner. Yifeng had just finished speaking, and the 2 golden 2-star soul beasts looked at the soul crystal vein with fear and desire. The strongest black armored leopard died, and these soul beasts all wanted to occupy this mountain. But he was very afraid of this 2-legged beast. Roar. At this moment, another 5 spirit beasts rushed over from all directions. Some fly, some climb. Without exception, these are all gold level, and the strongest one has also reached gold 3 stars, which is slightly weaker than the black armored leopard. When all the 5 spirit beasts arrived, Yifeng did not rush to switch spirits. Clang. The melodious sound of the bell resounded throughout the audience at the moment when the spirit of the time god bell possessed the spirit. The 7 soul beasts stood in all directions and looked at Yifeng fiercely. There were few beasts just now, and everyone didn't dare to act rashly. Now I am more courageous. The most powerful golden 3-star soul beast is a white bear. At this moment, seeing Yifeng's martial spirit possessed, he opened his mouth and took a step forward. However, even the white bear did not attack rashly. It looked at the corpse of the black-armored leopard on the ground with a trace of fear in its eyes. Yi Feng looked into the distance and found that there were no soul beasts approaching. Since it's all ready, let's serve it in one pot. As he spoke, a black spirit ring appeared under his feet. The moment they saw the black spirit ring, all the spirit beasts shrank their pupils. As the black spirit ring rose, a terrifying pressure filled the audience. This is the unique breath of the 10,000-year soul beast. Ow! The white bear roared and patted his chest continuously in an attempt to reduce the pressure. A deadly gray light covered the 7 soul beasts. 10,000 years of soul skills die and wither. Without exception, every soul beast began to age at a speed visible to the naked eye. In the face of soul beasts, death and decay can reduce their 2,000-year lifespan, and none of these soul beasts are more than 2,000 years old. A strange scene appeared. The arrogance of the white bear just now slipped rapidly at the moment. That sturdy body like an iron tower quickly withered down. Not only that, but the white bear's hair has also changed from snow white to gray white. And then a large area fell off. Woo! The 7 soul beasts let out a terrifying whine at the same time. They have never seen this scene before. The white bear looked at the shedding fur in horror, only to feel that the whole bear was scared to death. Death and withering didn't last long. After 1 second, all the spirit beasts present died of old age. Immediately, the sound of the system ding 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 sounded. Yi Feng opened his mouth and laughed after feeling it. The secret realm of chaos is really a good place. Except 5 are martial soul points, the other 2 are martial soul true stones. In addition to what Xuanjiabao gave, it didn't take long for him to get 3 true spirit stones. You must know that there are a lot of soul beasts in the outer area. After eliminating these soul beasts, Yi Feng immediately started mining. Well, Yi Feng didn't expect that he would be a mine owner one day. Soul crystals are very hard, but they are no different from tofu in front of the first martial soul sword. Yi Feng floated in the air with the sword of nothingness, and waved the sword at will to break open the soil. Immediately, a large area of soul crystals came into view. Ding! It is detected that the host has obtained 20,000 small low-grade soul crystal ore. May I ask whether it will be converted into martial soul points? At this moment, the sound of the system entered his mind. Yi Feng was stunned. Is there such a good thing? Even mining and transportation time are saved. Turn. As soon as the voice fell, Yi Feng's panel added 200,000 martial soul points. 200,000. This is Yi Feng's biggest harvest so far. 210,000. Yi Feng couldn't close his mouth with a smile. The secret realm of chaos was really fragrant. Yi Feng estimated that with so many martial soul points, he should almost be able to rise to the peak of silver. Although these 20,000 low-grade soul crystals are equivalent to 20 million yuan. However, 20 million won't make Yi Feng instantly improve. Moreover, the energy in the low-grade soul crystal is modeled, and it is easy to cause problems if it absorbs too much. So Yi Feng didn't feel bad at all. It was useless for him to ask for money anyway. System, add points. Yi Feng licked his lips excitedly. After a while, the system finishes adding points. Host, Yi Feng. Boundary, silver 8 stars. Martial soul, void god sword. Soul ring. 1. Void crocodile, 500 years, space blade. 2. Deep space cloud beast, 5000, void shift. Martial soul, time clock. Soul ring. 1. Time sacred tortoise, 2800, eternal barrier. 2. Death wolf, 13,200, death and withering. Soul bone. 1. External soul bone, void dragon eagle, minus teleport. Martial soul point, 31,870. With my current strength, I should be able to walk sideways in the secret territory. Yi Feng got up and moved his muscles, and he was extremely satisfied. All 3 martial soul true stones were added to the deep space demon cloud beast soul ring. The reason for doing this is mainly to deal with those great golden great perfections. 5,000 years of void teleport can move 500 targets to kilometers away. In addition, you can also divert ranged attacks. 0. This skill works wonders whether it is killing enemies or making trouble. Yi Feng asked himself that even if he was not the opponent of Golden Zochan, he should still be able to divert their attacks. Yi Feng has a lot of harvest here, and some people are not so lucky. Stab. In a mountain valley several hundred kilometers away from Yi Feng. Wu Sesong's clothes were tattered, and even his hair was ripped off by the soul beast. This handsome young man has never been so unlucky and embarrassed as he is today. However, even if the style is gone, Wu Sesong still does not dare to slow down. He was randomly teleported to Hercules Ape's territory. Not only did it land in the strong ape's nest accurately, but it also happened to smash a female strong ape to death. Unfortunately, the female great ape was doing shameful things with their leader. The leader of the powerful ape is very good in that aspect. The target is gone, but isn't there a tender two-legged beast? That's right, in the eyes of the powerful ape, no matter whether it is a human male, it is also tender and tender. Since then, a most primitive pursuit of desire began. Maid, are you still chasing? Sensing the sound of footsteps behind him, Wu Sesong was about to cry without tears, so he had to cheer up and continue running. Fortunately, he broke through to the golden 6-star before entering the secret realm, and he has a life-saving trump card. Otherwise, he would have been chased by the leader of the great ape. However, even so, there were several times when he was almost anal. Wu Sesong, who sensed the chilly buttocks, suddenly shuddered, and the wind was blowing faster under his feet. Time flies, and before you know it, 3 days have passed. After leaving the mine, Yifeng 1.1 continued to go deeper. It's just a pity that Yifeng didn't encounter the second soul crystal vein. The outer area of the Chaos Secret Realm is very large, and Yifeng has not encountered Li Fengxian and the others for 3 days. 4th day, Yifeng looked at the soul rings all over the ground and shook his head. These are all golden 1-star soul beasts, and their strength is too weak. With the improvement of Yifeng's strength, the spirit point of the golden 1-star soul beast has dropped to 100 points. That's just not enough. I remember there was a soul crystal ore vein in the small map I saw earlier. Should it be coming soon? Yifeng continued to walk towards the depths. That vein is bigger, but it is guarded by the powerful ape tribe. There are 4 clans in the secret realm of chaos, and the vigorous ape tribe is one of them. According to Wang Quan, the strength of this vigorous ape leader is roughly 8 gold stars. 1 hour later, Yifeng paused and looked into the distance. There are rows and rows of simple stone houses, and the powerful ape tribe has arrived. If Wang Quan had not spread the relevant knowledge to Yifeng in advance, Yifeng might have thought it was the residence of ancient human beings. Although those stone houses are simple, they are very similar to modern buildings. Even Yifeng saw a flag on one of the tallest stone houses. On the flag is painted an orangutan with a big mouth, which is the symbol of the powerful ape tribe. The so-called soul beast tribe is the group of soul beasts, which has inheritance and civilization just like the human world. However, in order to become a tribe, 2 conditions must be met. The first, IQ should be high. Some soul beasts of the same level are stupid, and some are smart. This is innate. The second, bloodline concentration should be high. For example, there is the bloodline of the King Kong demon ape in the body of the great ape. The bloodline concentration in the soul beast symbolizes status and strength, and also represents coercion. To give another chestnut, even if some of the powerful apes are weaker than the ordinary spirit beasts outside, the spirit beast will still be in awe when they see the powerful ape. Bloodline concentration is inherently unchangeable, so the world of soul beasts can be said to be strictly hierarchical and insurmountable. Yifeng didn't enter rashly. Although the leader of the powerful ape is less than 20, the kingship has said before that the tribes in the secret territory seem to be brewing something. If the 4 major tribes are united, then Yifeng can only retreat. After all, the great ape tribe is the weakest among the 4 major tribes. The strength of the strongest golden eagle tribe leader has reached the golden perfection. Thinking of this, Yifeng withdrew his martial soul. During the period of spirit possession, there are fluctuations in spirit power, and it is easy to perceive the powerful ones. When Yifeng cautiously walked towards the great ape tribe, he immediately saw the crystal-clear soul crystal vein. The ore veins are located in the center of many stone houses like the stars and the moon. The great ape tribe developed and grew based on this vein. Really, Yifeng had a headache after observing for a while. Around that ore vein, there are many soul beasts from the Copper Mountain Bull tribe and the poisonous scorpion tribe. These 2 tribes, the powerful ape tribe and the golden eagle tribe, have become the 4 major tribes of the Chaos Secret Realm. The most troublesome thing is those 2 gold 9 stars. Yi Feng muttered. The more the strength reaches the later stage, the greater the gap between stars. With Yi Feng's current strength, he may not be able to compete with 9 gold stars. Of course Yi Feng's main purpose was not to kill them, but to lead them away. As long as you reveal all the ore veins, the system can detect them and convert them all. But these soul beasts can't give themselves a chance. Not to mention the weak ones in the vigorous ape tribe, there are still more than a dozen of them with 7 or 8 stars. When I was having a headache, there was a sudden roar in the distance. Yi Feng hurriedly hid in the bushes, thinking in his mind that the Golden Eagle tribe was here, right? Looking at it like this, the 4 major tribes have clearly been united. But why they joined Yi Feng is unclear. However, Yi Feng guessed that it may be related to the central area. Perhaps it was as Wang Quan said, something good came out, so the 4 major tribes joined forces to win the treasure. Well, this is just Yi Feng's own brain hole, how exactly is unknown. Boom, boom, gradually the roar got closer. On the distant horizon, Yi Feng saw 2 shadows, one large and one small. As big as a pickup truck, the rampant atmosphere is not weaker than the gold 8 stars. The little one, is it a human? Yi Feng's eyes widened, and the person who could come here must be one of the 10 people. After a while, Yi Feng saw it clearly. Wu Sisong. Yi Feng looked stunned. Why is he so miserable? At this time, Wu Sisong was completely opposite to the noble son in his impression. His clothes were tattered, his face was dusty, and his hair seemed to be much less. Not far away, Wu Sisong's heart was just getting worse. 4 days. For 4 days, this product is dead and alive. In the past 4 days, Wu Sisong has been constantly dealing with his own cards, and even injured Dolly once. I thought it would make the powerful ape know the man and retreat, but who knows that this guy is even more angry. Here I have to say that Wu Sisong is really durable, and he is still alive and kicking for 4 days. Wu Sisong was really impatient to be chased. He can use his trump card to inflict heavy damage on the great ape, and then kill it. But as a result, the next chaotic secret realm basically missed him. In addition to being irritable and helpless, Wu Sisong lost his sense of direction, and as a result, he ran and returned to the starting point. What? Yi Feng looked at it for a while and suddenly his eyes lit up. He was worried that he had no help. If he joined forces with Wu Sisong, even if he couldn't kill them, he might be able to force them back. As for the soul crystal ore veins, it's a big deal. Thinking of this, Yi Feng got up immediately. Immediately, the void god sword and martial soul possessed. Hey! When Yi Feng appeared in Wu Sisong's sight, Wu Sisong first cried with joy. Mad finally has someone, and now he can get rid of it. But Wu Sisong's expression froze immediately. The next moment, he turned his head and ran away as if he had seen a ghost. What are you running? Yi Feng was speechless. Mad Lousy is not your enemy, can I still kill you? The great ape in the distance also saw Yi Feng, but didn't pay attention. At this time, his attention was all on Wu Sisong. This 2-legged beast made him want to stop at first, but now he can't wait to swallow him. It's really good to run. If he didn't kill the 2-legged beast, the leader of the powerful ape would not be able to swallow it. Suddenly the situation became a little weird. Wu Sisong, who was in the front, ran desperately, and the leader of the ape behind him desperately chased after him. And Yi Feng Fei was chasing after him in midair. It's just that Yi Feng is the fastest. Wu Sisong, what are you running for? Yi Feng was a little displeased. Wu Sisong was depressed and did not want to speak. Talk, let's work together to make a big vote. Yi Feng said. Wu Sisong looked up at Yi Feng and said, hurry up and leave, if you are affected, I can't explain it when you go out. He was really scared. Yi Feng is now the treasure of the human race, and all parties are protecting it. Even his father Wu Zhonglin was quite jealous and admired. However, before the opening of the secret realm of chaos, everyone thought that they were going to take revenge on Yi Feng. He was even educated by Chu Yang for a long time. Thinking of this, Wu Sisong almost spat out a mouthful of old blood. Mada, I am also the heir of the group anyway, when did my status become so constrained? Am I the kind of person with a small belly? Yi Feng immediately understood, and immediately glanced at Wu Sisong with some sympathy. Dude, I don't want this situation either. If you want to blame it, blame the upright boy Ji Ming. After Wu Sesong finished speaking, he continued to run sullenly. It seems that you have to let you know my strength. After all, Wu Sesong still doesn't know Yi Feng. In Wu Sesong's eyes, Yi Feng was still the evildoer who killed 1 silver star and 1 gold star. But the powerful ape is a powerful existence with 8 gold stars. After Yi Feng finished speaking, his breath suddenly soared. The next moment, the sword of nothingness in his hand swept violently. Boom! The space in front of him quickly condensed into a 50-meter-long blade. Ow! The huge body of the leader of the ape suddenly stopped, and he looked at Yi Feng vigilantly. Go! The moment Yi Feng's words fell, the space blade slammed into the powerful ape. Roar! Vigorous ape was instantly furious, mad. I didn't look for you, but you attacked me. Kong! To Yi Feng's surprise, the space blade, which has always been unfavorable, didn't cause any damage to the great ape. That's not right, at least a white mark appeared on the arm of Vigorous ape. Yi Feng's actions immediately attracted Wu Sesong's attention. When he looked back and saw the next scene, his face changed dramatically. The great ape leader smashed straight at Yi Feng like a respectful cannon. Judging from this posture, it was obvious that Yi Feng was going to be crushed to death. Wu Sesong felt that his head was about to explode. Mad, what are you afraid of? Just now, it was said that making Yi Feng stay away from the province was affected. The results came true immediately. In Wu Sesong's heart, if Yi Feng really didn't have enough strength to die, it would be fine. But don't die with me. Otherwise, it really becomes yellow mud in the crotch, not shit or shit. However, just when Wu Sesong was about to rescue him, a scene that surprised and shocked him appeared. I saw that the speed of the ape that was falling at a high speed towards Yi Feng suddenly decreased sharply. It's like being slowed down several times. Yi Feng, who was almost certain to be hit, instantly attacked the range with ease. Wu Sesong was stunned, and his eyes widened immediately, white and silver 8 stars. This is impossible. It was only then that he noticed that Yi Feng had reached 8 silver stars at some point. Suddenly, Wu Sesong felt dizzy. Mad, I must be hallucinating, too tired. Not far away, Vigorous ape was affected by Yi Feng's eternal barrier, but it didn't completely solidify, but the speed dropped by half. Knew it. Yi Feng counted his combat power. During the golden period, the star gap was very large, although he was promoted from silver 4 stars to silver 8 stars. But at best, it can only kill 7 gold stars. It is very reluctant to encounter a golden 8 star with strong defense and strong power like a powerful ape. Still too naive. As he spoke, a black soul ring appeared under Yi Feng's feet. Since he can't win against the great ape, try to weaken him as much as possible. Anyway, there is still Wu Sesong. Wu Sesong's eyes were about to fall. 10,000 years. Wow, I really had hallucinations. When death and decay acted on the mighty ape fell to the ground. Yi Feng's timing was very good. At this time, the great ape was completely undefended. Boom! The powerful power of time made the aura of the great ape drop sharply. Yi Feng estimated that it was only about 300 years. From 2000 to 300, this effect is okay. Yi Feng was not surprised. After the 2 spirit abilities were released, they immediately switched spirits. He waited for the powerful ape to fight back. As predicted, Vigorous ape let out an angry roar, his scarlet mouth opened, and a ball of cannonballs that was completely condensed by soul power shot out. It's not good. Wu Sesong reacted immediately and was about to shoot. Hey, the surrounding space fluctuates. The 5,000-year spirit ring skill, Void Shift, activates. Vigorous ape only felt a flower in front of him. Immediately. Boom! The soul power cannonball accurately bombarded the chest of the powerful ape. This move was an all-out blow from the anger of the powerful monkey, and it was intended to kill this nasty 2-legged beast. As a result, he shot himself in the foot. Crack! The sound of bone cracking came, and the corner of Dolly Ape's mouth overflowed with blood, and his chest was in severe pain. With his strength, if he wants to fight against his own full blow, he will also be injured. It's done. The light in Yi Feng's eyes skyrocketed. This void shift is really useful. The successive shocks left Wu Sesong at a loss for words. I thought that Yi Feng couldn't hold up a single move in the hands of Dolly Ape, but they caused Dolly Ape to suffer serious injuries. I thought Yi Feng was still 1 star of silver, but it turned out that they were already 8 lines of silver. The most terrifying thing is that this guy's second spirit ring is Wanian. Man, how did he do it? He has Wu Sisong's resources and has a great-grandmaster father, but only the third spirit ring is 1,000 years old. If you don't know, it's a shame. What are you still doing? Come and help. Yi Feng looked at Wu Sisong with bad eyes and said. He didn't want to waste too much soul power on Dolly Ape. His strength had already been revealed, and Wu Sisong could do the hard work. Only then did Wu Sisong react and come over. Vigorous Ape has been severely injured, and it is not difficult to kill with his strength. Gold 6 stars kill gold 8 stars, such a leapfrog combat ability, only the top genius can have. Of course, it can't compare with Yi Feng. Thinking of this, Wu Sisong felt sad for a while. Yi Feng took out an Earth Soul Pill from the storage space and stuffed it into his mouth. Earth Soul Pill and Heaven Soul Pill are both used to restore soul power. It's just that the effect of the Earth Soul Pill is much worse, and of course the price is also cheap, only 10,000 per piece. Yi Feng recovered his soul power while Wu Sisong and Dolly Ape fought a hard battle. Flaming Soul Willow. Yi Feng raised his brows after seeing Wu Sisong's martial spirit. The Flaming Soul Willow is a plant-type martial spirit, and its strength can be ranked in the top 20 of the plant-based martial arts list. In addition to the toughness of the plant type, this martial spirit also has a flame that can burn the soul power. It is a strong control and debuff type. Boom! The leader of the great ape was entangled in wicker sticks that were burning with flames. Immediately, the powerful ape roared and broke it all away. One person and one beast can finally vent their frustrations for the past 4 days. Yi Feng watched the battle with great interest. He found that Wu Sisong's martial spirit was restrained by the powerful ape. The ability of the strong ape is that it is extremely powerful, and the Flame Soul Willow Tree, which is known for its toughness, is often broken off after a long time. But the big ape is not feeling well either. Although the wicker was broken, his soul power dropped drastically. The influence of Yi Feng's death and withering was no longer at its peak, and the attack of the powerful ape gradually became weaker and weaker. After a while, the opportunity is here, hurry up. Yi Feng reminded. Wu Sisong has a black line. Does Mada want you to remind me of something I don't know? Immediately, the third spirit ring appeared. Well, it should be 2,700 years. Yi Feng sensed that he had a sense of it. He suspected that Wu Sisong should have also used the spirit stone. Flame Soul Slash. Wu Sisong gave a low drink, and the wicker all over the sky instantly condensed into a long knife that exuded fire. The out-of-state vigorous ape roared and spewed out soul power cannonballs. Boom! At the moment when the roar sounded, vigorous ape flew out like a bullet. Yi Feng had been waiting for a long time. The void dragon eagle flapped its wings and teleported to the back of the great ape. Shish! Immediately, the void god stabbed out, accurately hitting the heart of the great ape. Ding! Successfully kill duos vigorous ape to trigger a rare reward, get a martial soul holy stone. Yi Feng's eyes brightened when he heard the system beep. Seeing Wu Sisong's eyes are a lot kinder. Not far away, Wu Sisong's mouth twitched. He had always thought that Yi Feng had lost his fighting power. After all, the consumption of spirit power by a 10,000-year spirit ring is terrifying. As a result, this kid is yin enough to come over to grab someone's head. Although Wu Sisong didn't need a spirit ring yet, he just felt uncomfortable. Senior Wu is worthy of being a top genius, my younger brother admires him. Yi Feng said gone with a smile. It's okay not to say. Wu Sisong's expression changed immediately. Mad, I suspect you are humiliating me, but I have no proof. If he is outside, Wu Sisong is naturally the best. It is an existence that countless mathematicians look up to. But compared with Yi Feng, Wu Sisong felt that he could no longer be useless. Let's go, senior, I'll take you to do a big job. Yi Feng looked at the southwest direction with a burning heart. What do you want? Wu Sisong asked cautiously. He always felt that Yi Feng was going to pit him. Yi Feng said angrily, I have brought the soul crystal ore vein of the vigorous ape tribe. Wu Sisong he said. There are the leaders of the Copper Mountain Bull and the poisonous scorpion, you should go there. No, don't go either. Save yourself from going out and everyone thinks you were killed by me. You don't need to beat them, you just need to lure them away. Yi Feng tempted. As far as I know, there are 20,000 soul crystals in that place. The first small vein has already reached 20,000, and the one from the vigorous ape tribe is even bigger than that. So there must be more. About 31,600. Wu Sesong believes in himself, he is an expert in this respect. Yi Feng was suddenly taken aback. Immediately, he looked up and down. Wu Sesong, you have been there before after a long time. Yi Feng thought Wu Sesong didn't know about it, but he knew the Great Ape Clan like the back of his hand. Wu Sesong stopped talking, as if thinking of something sad. Yi Feng couldn't help but sigh. I still can't underestimate you geniuses, so you have already inquired about it in advance. If that's the case, then let's go. Soul Crystal is half divided. Wu Sesong blushed. Mad, I was randomly teleported there by bad luck. However, this matter cannot be told to Yi Feng even if he is killed. Well, it's good to maintain an image in front of Yi Feng. Thinking of this, Wu Sesong tidied his hair and said, the soul crystals are all yours, but I want the shards of the spirit stone. Yi Feng raised his brows. Martial soul true stone fragments. This is a unique treasure in the secret realm of chaos, and a piece of martial soul true stone can increase the lifespan of 250 years. Its value in the outside world is about 30 million. Although it is incomparable with the spirit stone, it is already a very heart-warming treasure. Yi Feng made a comparison, and found that the true stone fragments of the soul and the soul crystal ore veins were of equal value, so the distribution was very reasonable. In fact, Yi Feng didn't know that there were real stone fragments in the Great Ape tribe. But that didn't stop Yi Feng from pretending to know. So you know that too? Yi Feng gave Wu Sesong a look of surprise and said, that's it. Outside the powerful ape tribe. Yi Feng glanced at it and asked, you lead the two leaders away, and I will help you find the fragments. Wu Sesong did not object after thinking about it. After all, Yi Feng has an eye-catching external spirit bone. Also this is the Void Dragon Eagle, which can teleport. And Wu Sesong has his own trump card, and it is still barely able to lead out 2 gold 9 stars. After the strategy was set, the two no longer hesitated. At the same time, the spirit is possessed. Boom. Just when the two of them approached the building complex, a group of powerful apes looked over at the same time. Ow! In the next cab quarter these great apes let out an angry growl. I'll deal with these, you go inside. Yi Feng held the sword of nothingness. Just as Wu Sesong was about to rush in, 2 terrifying breaths came from the depths. Boom! Immediately, several stone houses collapsed and the sky was filled with dust. Immediately afterwards, the 2 clan leaders looked at Yi Feng and the two of them eagerly. The one on the left is like a bronze bull, 20 meters tall. The one on the right has a dark green body, and a pair of green eyes makes people shudder. Yi Feng secretly mobilized the vigilance of his soul power. The leader of Tongshan Niu glanced at the two of them, and immediately said in a loud voice, humans get out of the way. Can he speak? Yi Feng said in amazement. Wu Sesong nodded and said in a low voice, not all of them, only the head of the Copper Mountain can understand, the ape and the stinging poisonous scorpion can't. No wonder, Yi Feng said he understood. Humanity. When the leader of Tongshan Niu saw that the two did not answer, he was furious, and 2 white mists spewed out of his huge nostrils. Wu Sesong sneered and said, give you a chance to get out, or else you will lose your life. This guy is pretty good at pretending. Yi Feng glanced at Wu Sesong. Ha ha. The leader of Tongshan Ox looked at Wu Sesong and said disdainfully, I know you, you were sent here at random, and after being mated by King Dali, you ran away. As for King Dali, is he exhausted? Before the leader of Tongshan Niu finished speaking, Wu Sesong's face flushed red. Yi Feng's mouth is open, what's the situation? Wu Sesong was analyzed by the leader of the powerful ape. Thinking of this, Yi Feng subconsciously took a step back. Mad, isn't there a normal young genius in this world? Gong Qingyu seems to have a problem in this regard, but Wu Sesong is even more fierce, and he actually calls it this. Although rich people can understand a little bit of eccentricity, but this is too unique, right? Could it be that the size of human beings can no longer satisfy you, Wu Sesong? Gotta try it, big guy. The more you think about Yi Feng, the more you tremble somewhere. Don't worry, baby, I will definitely protect you. Wu Sesong's face was already flushed red, and after glancing at Yi Feng from the corner of his eye, he even had the heart to die. Obviously, this annoying Yi Feng has misunderstood. Suddenly, Wu Sesong's society died. What nonsense, what nonsense. Wu Sesong glared at the leader of Tongshan Niu, a little annoyed, and said, "It's nothing at all." PFF. Yi Feng couldn't help but almost laughed. Mighty Ape and Wu Sesong mate. This picture is so eye-catching, I can't even think about it. Wu Sesong blushed purple. This noble man has never been so embarrassed as he is today. If it wasn't for a special situation, he would have liked to find a crack in the ground to get in. Obviously not okay. He was just caught off guard by the big guy from the big ape. Didn't go in. As a result, the dead cow turned out to be unrepentant. Wu Sesong is a person who wants to save face, but there is a Yi Feng standing next to him. Yi Feng, what are you laughing at? I didn't laugh. You just laughed. Yi Feng said sternly. I really didn't laugh, senior. I have been strictly trained. No matter how funny I am, I can't laugh. Wu Sesong. I have a saying that I don't know what to say about it. Humans, you are courting death. When the leader of Tongshan Niu saw the two of them chatting, he roared and became extremely angry. The leader of the stinging poisonous scorpion is even more flickering, and the terrifying poison makes the air pungent. A good chance to finally avoid the death of the society. Beasts come after me. Wu Sesong's soul power blasted towards the two leaders, and immediately turned his head and ran away. Court death. The leader of the Bronze Mountain Bull roared and the leader of the stinging poisonous scorpion immediately chased out. As for Yi Feng, the two leaders did not pay attention to them. Anyway, there are still many strong people in the Great Ape tribe. As soon as the two leaders left, the other powerful apes gathered around Yi Feng. Many males were even excited. It really is. Yi Feng's scalp was numb, and the 10,000-year spirit ring appeared. Death wither. Immediately, 10 powerful apes who were almost in strength fell to the ground and lost their breath. Ow! This strange scene made the scene suddenly quiet. The 8-7 or 8-star powerful apes were all clever, and they didn't expect that 10 clansmen would die in just one encounter. Cuckoo. One of the 8-star great apes said a few words to the clansmen, and the other great apes retreated one after another. Yi Feng didn't talk nonsense with them either, flapping his wings and disappearing in place instantly. These powerful apes were stunned at the same time, and before they could react, Yi Feng had already rushed into the soul crystal vein. Ha! The void god's sword swept away, a large piece of soil splashed around, and crystal clear soul crystals came into view. Ding! It is detected that the host has obtained 30,000 small low-grade soul crystal ore. Can I convert it into martial soul points? Chapter 51. Transform. Yi Feng didn't hesitate. Before the words were finished, a group of powerful apes rushed towards him almost frantically. Yi Feng's scalp was numb, but fortunately, the system was very powerful and the conversion was completed in an instant. More bullies less, right? Yi Feng didn't panic anymore. Boom! A tyrannical aura emerged from Yi Feng's body. After consuming 70,000 martial soul points, Yi Feng's strength increased to 9 silver stars. Unless Yi Feng has a spirit ring attached to the back, he cannot continue to improve even if he has enough spirit points. In addition to the improvement of the strength to the silver 9 stars, the age of the void crocodile spirit ring has also reached 6,500 years. The reason why I chose this spirit ring is that, on the one hand, the 500-year-old space blade is too useful, it's a bit tasteless. On the other hand, Yi Feng also saved the time to switch back and forth between martial spirits. There is a 1-second interval between two martial spirits taking turns possessing. Usually it's fine, but if you need to use void move in a very urgent situation, then this 1 second is very fatal. The upper limit of the void crocodile is not high, so after reaching 6,500 years, the system will automatically replace it with the void dragon crocodile. As for the soul skill, it has become space cutting. Within a radius of 100 meters, a thin line of space is produced to cause a cutting effect. As with eternal wards, there is no limit to the quantity. This upgrade surprised Yi Feng again and again, calling out that he had made the right choice. Looking at the powerful apes who were rushing towards him with murderous intent, Yi Feng showed a malicious smile. A deep purple spirit ring appeared, and the space within 100 meters in the next moment was chaotically intertwined in an instant. PFF. Dozens of powerful apes were overflowing with blood, and pieces of neatly cut limbs slid down the cutting trajectory. This scene reminded Yi Feng of the laser cutting line in Resident Evil. His space cutting is also the same, but there is no visible laser. Puff, puff. When pieces of limbs fell to the ground, the only remaining 2 golden 8-star great apes looked terrified. In their eyes, Yi Feng has become a devil. Whether the previous clansmen died of old age suddenly, or they were torn apart by running and running, these were beyond their imagination. The visual shock brought by it has reached its peak. Yi Feng looked around with an indifferent expression. This move killed 27 great ape tribes, including 5 golden 7 stars. The effect is not generally good. As for the system prompt in his head, Yi Feng didn't bother to care. Bad luck this time, it's all about martial soul. Wow. At this moment, the 2 golden 8-star powerful apes suddenly let out a scream of fear, and immediately ran away without looking back. In the face of a life and death crisis, what is a soul crystal vein? Farther away, some of the early golden apes were trembling, and many of them were already scared to pee. Looking at the spirit rings all over the ground, these powerful apes fled one after another. Yi Feng didn't go after him, he didn't do thankless things. After arriving at the largest stone house, Yi Feng did some searching. Sure enough, the martial soul true stone fragment is here. Just when Yi Feng was about to leave, he suddenly froze. On the stone window of the great ape chief, a bone fragment the size of a basin caught his attention. This is. Yi Feng picked it up and looked at it for a while but didn't see any clues. There's only debris and this stuff in the house, it should work. Yi Feng put it away and left the stone house immediately. He was afraid that Wu Sesong would be beaten to death. Well, although this hobby is unique, people are not bad. Thousands of meters away, Wu Sesong's tyrannical soul power condensed into an oval mask. The frantic attack of the leader of the Copper Mountain Bull and the leader of the stinging poisonous scorpion only made the mask tremble. This is Wu Sesong's life-saving card, a ring jade pendant. It stores Wu Zhonglin's soul power, which can form a protective shield at critical moments to protect his life. If necessary, these spirit powers can also be used to kill the enemy. However, Wu Sesong didn't plan to kill them. If he killed the enemy, his soul power would be used up. Forming the shield is relatively inexpensive. Roar. The leader of the Copper Mountain cattle was anxious and angry when he couldn't break the shield for a long time. Their 4 major clan leaders united for the guy in the core area. It was specially prepared for this. But the 2-legged beast in front of him was as stinky and hard as the rocks in the hut. Squeak. The stinging scorpion leader made a sour voice, and he was communicating with the Copper Mountain Bull leader. Wait a minute. The leader of the Copper Mountain Bull said, the strength in his hand is heavier. Wu Sesong kept complaining in his heart, he would not be able to support Yi Feng if he didn't come. No, he shouldn't take things and run away by himself. Thinking of this Wu Sesong's secret strategy, he shouldn't trust others easily. Call out. At this moment, the sound of breaking wind came from far away. A figure flickered continuously, and soon appeared in front of Wu Sesong. Yi Feng. Wu Sesong was instantly overjoyed. Yi Feng didn't speak, and immediately cast Void Shift. In the blink of an eye, he had switched positions with the leader of the Copper Mountain Bull and the leader of the stinging poisonous scorpion. Immediately, in the surprise of the leader of the stinging poisonous scorpion, he teleported directly while holding Wu Sesong's neck. Only then did the stinging poisonous scorpion leader react, and he hesitated to give up. After all, they have to prepare for entering the central area, so there is no need to delay time. But the next moment, the green eyes of the stinging poisonous scorpion suddenly burst into light. Squeak. Immediately, the stinging poisonous scorpion made a harsh chirping sound. The leader of Tongshan Niu, who had just switched positions with Yi Feng, seemed to sense something and let out a deafening roar, chase. Before he finished speaking, the speed of Tongshan Niu skyrocketed. Yi Feng and Wu Sesong were surprised at the same time. Why did they still chase after him? Immediately, Yi Feng's speed increased, and the wings of the void dragon eagle fluttered almost like an electric fan. As for speed, Yi Feng had absolutely nothing to say. But the 2 leaders were so angry that they were desperate, and the speed of the rapid flow of soul power in their bodies increased to the extreme. Humans, leave things behind. While chasing the leader of the Copper Mountain Bull, he shouted. What did you take from it? Although Wu Sesong felt uncomfortable being held by Yi Feng's neck, he couldn't care about it at the moment. Nothing much, Yi Feng said a little depressed, and then suddenly froze. It seems that there is a bone fragment. Bone fragments. Wu Sisong wondered, do you know what that is? Yi Feng shook his head, but looking at the angry expressions of the two leaders, it was obvious that something was extraordinary. Yi Feng recovered his soul power while flying, and took time to teleport 1 or 2 times. Gradually, the two leaders became farther and farther away from Yi Feng. The two leaders are not good at speed, and after chasing for a while, they can't catch up and have no choice but to give up. Even though it was far away, Yi Feng could still clearly hear the roar and unwillingness of the Tongshan Niu. Looks like this thing is of great use, Yi Feng thought to himself. After completely getting rid of the pursuers, Yi Feng threw Wu Sisong down. Wu Sisong's face changed suddenly and he almost broke his leg. Oh sorry. Yi Feng was thinking about the bone fragments, and his face was apologetic. Wu Sisong didn't want to stay with this guy, so he said coldly, give me something. Give. Yi Feng handed the shards over without hesitation. Well, please do something. Wu Sisong's face suddenly turned red. Can you not tell anyone what happened today? Don't worry, I'm the strictest, Yi Feng said seriously. Wu Sisong heaved a sigh of relief upon seeing this. If today's events were known to others, then he would really be dead. Wu Sisong's heart was relieved that Yi Feng agreed so simply. Although this guy was annoying, he was generally good. If that's the case, then let's part. Wu Sisong didn't want to stay here for a second. Yi Feng doesn't matter, anyway, he is stronger now, and he acts more freely by himself. 5 days later, Yi Feng frowned slightly while standing on the vast snow field. There isn't even a soul beast. There were soul beasts everywhere before, but this endless snow field was dead silent. Although there were no soul beasts, Yi Feng instinctively felt that this place was more dangerous. For the past 5 days, Yi Feng has been walking towards the central area. After calculating, he should be there after passing this snow field. 27. As Yi Feng took a deep breath and possessed his martial soul, immediately got up and walked forward. While walking, Yi Feng found something wrong. Boom! Although there were no soul beasts, thunder sounded from time to time in the sky. Whenever the thunder sounded, there would be a thick thunder hitting the snow field. There was nothing at first, but as Yi Feng went deeper, the thunder became denser and closer to Yi Feng. Boom! An arm-thick thunderbolt fell from the sky in Yi Feng's left hand. If Yi Feng didn't dodge in time, he would have been hacked just now. Warge! Suddenly Yi Feng's scalp felt a little numb. The power of this thunderbolt was beyond imagination. As long as one pass can kill him half-life. It's no wonder that there are no soul beasts, I'm probably scared away. Yi Feng said and curled the wings of the void dragon eagle. He was afraid of being broken by the thunder. Although the attached spirit bone is already a part of the body, even if it is broken, it can slowly grow back. But this process is very painful and has a great impact on combat power. Crack! Not too far away, another thunderstorm fell. This time, it was facing the top of Yi Feng's head. As we all know, the speed of lightning is very fast. Boom! However, this thunder did not cause any damage to Yi Feng. Prison order. Yi Feng felt a little at ease. He almost forgot the order to suppress the prison, and this life-saving card given to him by the Dharma Venerable is still very useful. Just wasting one time here made Yi Feng feel a little distressed. The next journey Yi Feng became more and more cautious. When the thunderclouds just condensed in the sky, Yi Feng flapped his wings to speed up. Really can't escape and teleport directly. Before he knew it, Yi Feng had already walked halfway. Boom! Another thunder fell. This time, it was not blocked by the prison order, but the soul energy armor. The soul energy armor that can resist the full blow of the golden peak directly cracked. Yi Feng glanced at it and shook his head helplessly, completely ruined. But then the buffer Yi Feng teleported twice in a row, and now he has left the area covered by the terrifying thundercloud. It didn't take long. A figure in front caught Yi Feng's attention. Quote. Ji Ming's spirit possessed and resisted a thunderbolt. Unlike Ji Tian in the special training camp, Ji Ming's arms have been completely dragon-like. The purple gold dragon scales brought him extremely strong defense. Although the dragon scales are blackened, it has little effect. Ji Ming also saw a hint of surprise on Yi Feng's unruly face. He didn't expect Yi Feng to come here so quickly. You must know that the entire peripheral area is very dangerous. Not to mention the Golden Peak, even the Golden Great Perfection has several. In the end, this guy is safe and sound. Yifeng, it's amazing that you can actually get here. Zhang Jiming made no secret of it. Jiming still didn't know Yifeng's current strength, and only thought that it was still 1 silver star. It is rare to see a person. Yifeng has long been suffocated. After meeting him, he said, Jiming, let me tell you a secret. What? Jiming's eyes lit up. Sure enough, the human gossip instinct cannot get rid of, even the upright Jiming. Wu Sisong was anal-stricken by Dolly Ape. With a smile on his lips, Yifeng told Jiming all the previous events. The more Jiming listened, the more excited he became, until the last 2 eyes lit up. Hey, I said that this kid must be a little weird, I didn't expect such a strong taste. This kind of thing just sounds disrespectful to the chrysanthemum. And that guy Wu Sisong actually came to fight once. Can he take it? Jiming asked curiously. Yifeng said solemnly, you don't understand this. Maybe people used to be like this before when they were rich, and they may have loosened up. Right. Jiming's eyes lit up because of this reason. I have to stay away from him when I look back at him. 0.0 inches. Yifeng reminded. Senior, don't talk about it everywhere. I promised Wu Sisong to help him keep it a secret. Don't worry, I'm the strictest. Jiming patted his chest and assured. Yifeng. 66. Mad, why does this sound so familiar? Boom. At this moment, 2 thunderbolts with thick thighs fell one after the other. Yifeng is fast and dodged with a teleport, and Jiming was not so lucky. PFF'd. The dragon scales on his arms exploded directly, and blood splattered everywhere. Even the hair is mushy. Yifeng was fortunate in his heart, but Jiming was full of resentment. Yifeng dodged, but 2 thunders hit him. You stay away from me. Jiming said badly. Cough, not on purpose. After 10 minutes, the 2 finally walked out of the snowfield. Just as the 2 stepped out of the snowfield, the surrounding scenery changed instantly. Yifeng looked around attentively. The center zone is here. Jiming took a deep breath and said, holding back his excitement. There are a lot of good things in the central area, especially the fragments of Wuhun True Stone. If you are lucky, you may find 5 or 6. But it is equally dangerous here. Call out. As soon as Jiming finished speaking, a cold arrow was shot at Yifeng from the left. Humph. Jiming snorted coldly and took a claw. Zzz. Immediately, a symphony of gold and iron sounded, and Jiming's dragon claws splashed with sparks. Yifeng took a closer look and sent to find that this was a cold arrow. It was clearly a black snake. Jiming Wei squeezed the snake to death and said, Yifeng is a bit reluctant to come here with your strength. In this way, you follow me closely, and you will be much safer when other people arrive. Yifeng was instantly happy. There is no need for free coolies. The former Wu Sisong, the current Jiming. I'm not lucky to say that. Jiming didn't think about it so much. Yifeng had saved his brother's life. Jichen wanted to thank him for this, and he also wanted to thank him. So since he knew that Yifeng was going to enter the secret realm of chaos, he planned to protect Yifeng. After Yifeng and the 2 left, there was a sound of breaking wind. The next moment, an elephant-sized golden eagle galloped from a distance. The golden eagle's pair of silver eyes swept around, and then his eyes gradually became cold. It shouldn't go very far. Said that the speed skyrocketed and chased after the past. This is Jin Zhou, the leader of the Golden Eagle tribe, one of the 4 major tribes. What Yifeng didn't know was that the purpose of the alliance of the 4 major clans was for the time-type soul beast, the Yinwei Tianhe, in the central area. Wang Quan guessed right, the 4 major tribes not only united. And there really is a time-type soul beast. Yinwei Tianhe is just 4,000 years old, and its strength is golden perfection. Time-type soul beasts are more difficult to deal with than space-type soul beasts, so Jinzhu and the others plan to join forces to subdue them. Of course they don't do anything that is not good. The reason for subduing Yinwei Tianhe is to use his ability to leave the secret realm of chaos. The wisdom of the leaders of the 4 major tribes is no different from that of humans. They also know that they are in a secret realm, and according to the information of the tribe's seniors, there will be humans coming in to hunt for a long time. For so many years, Jinzhu and they have all been waiting. When Yinwei Tianhe appeared, Jinzhu knew that the opportunity had come. For this reason, the four major tribes spent a great deal of money to refine a chaotic beast plate. The chaotic beast disc can temporarily seal the Yinwei Tianhe's soul power, making it unable to use the time-based ability. This chaotic beast plate is the confidence of Jinzhu and the others who dared to deal with Yinwei Tianhe. But it didn't take long for the chaotic beast plate to be made into 20 gongs, and it was stolen by humans before he realized the heat. In addition, on the way back to the Great Ape tribe, Jinzhu also saw the corpse of the leader of the Great Ape, and the killing intent was even stronger. After catching up all the way, Jinzhu, who was hit by several thunderbolts, almost lost his mind. Now that I can finally smell Yi Feng's breath, how could Jinzhu give up? The other side, Ji Ming suddenly stopped and said, "Something is wrong, it seems that a soul beast is staring at us." Yi Feng also sensed that he was about to speak when an eagle roared from far to near. Immediately, the two saw a huge golden eagle shooting at them like a bullet. Golden Great Perfection. Ji Ming's scalp was numb. It's Jin Zhou, the leader of the Golden Eagle tribe. How could Mad be targeted by this thing? Among the four major clan leaders, Jinzhu is the strongest. Coupled with the extremely fast speed, it is very difficult to deal with. Yi Feng seemed to think of something. Maybe it's because I stole his stuff. Ji Ming glanced back at Yi Feng abruptly. I have something that must be said. Talking about the possession of the martial soul, the soul power surged. Ji Ming didn't plan to run, because he couldn't run away. The speed of gold casting is already the limit of the great perfection of gold. If it is not limited by the rules here, I am afraid that it can be faster than the Diamond 1 star in the outside world. Yi Feng is also possessed by martial spirit, Ji Ming is a golden 7 star, and Jinzhu, who is facing the great perfection, is definitely not an opponent. Wow! Jinzhu let out a loud eagle whistling sound, and the huge wings slapped lightly and immediately flew towards Yi Feng like a shooting star. A pair of golden claws are like pouring gold, exuding a breathtaking cold glow under the sun. Zhang Jiji gave a low voice and responded. Kong! The symphony of gold and iron sounded, and sparks flew everywhere. With the powerful defensive power of Zidian Shijinlong, Ji Ming resisted this claw. But at the same time, it was sent flying by a terrifying force. Yi Feng didn't rashly use Void Move. In the face of the existence of the Golden Great Perfection, if you want to use it, you should use it in the most critical places. Otherwise, once Jinzhu is vigilant, it may not work later. Another advantage of the Void Shift is reflected. Because it is only an auxiliary soul skill, Yi Feng can use it even if it is a Golden Perfection. Humans, hand over the beasts and spare you. Jinzhu floated in midair and stared at Yi Feng with sharp eagle eyes. Yi Feng rolled his eyes and asked, what is the chaotic beast plate? HMPH, stop pretending. Jinzhu snorted coldly, as if he didn't want to consume too much soul power on the two of them, and did not continue to take action. Give me the chaotic beast plate, and I will leave immediately. I don't care about you killing Yuantong before. Yuantong. Yi Feng froze for a moment and then reacted, it should be the name of the leader of the Great Ape. Ji Ming on the side listened with a wonderful expression. Yi Feng killed Yuantong. Does he have this power? Jinzhu made a mistake. I really don't know what the chaotic beast pan looks like. Yi Feng looked innocent. If this thing is useless to him, then he just throws it and saves a fight. But if it was a good thing, Yi Feng would definitely not give it. The chaotic beast plate is made of a beast bone in the central area, which can temporarily seal the opponent's soul. Jinzhu suddenly stopped talking, and he found that he seemed to have revealed some incredible information by accident. Sure enough, Yi Feng's eyes brightened. Holy crap, this is a good thing. No, this is baby. Ji Ming was also stunned for a moment and then quickly said, Yi Feng, don't give it to him. Yi Feng is not stupid. Oh, that bone fragment is the chaotic beast plate, I have already used it. Yi Feng said nonsense in a serious manner. You also know that the dangers we humans face here are many. Ji Ming admired in his heart, he lacked the ability to deceive people in a serious manner. Jinzhu was stunned for a while, there were no flaws in these words, and it was hard for Diao not to believe them. But he was not reconciled. Impossible. Jinzhu raised his voice. You are lying to me. He didn't want to believe that the beast disc had been used up. Really, I didn't lie to you. Yi Feng sighed. I can't help you if you don't believe me. Boom! Jin Ju's breath suddenly soared. The next moment turned into golden lightning and swooped towards Yi Feng. Yi Feng had been prepared for a teleport to evade the attack, and Jiming roared and the third spirit ring appeared under his feet. Dragon Dance. A long purple-gold dragon danced in the air, driving powerful soul power fluctuations. Seeing Jiming and Jin Zhu fighting together, Yi Feng's soul power surged and was ready to attack at any time. Boom! The explosion sounded, several golden feathers blew up, and Jiming snorted and flew out. Boy, if you dare to destroy my messy beast plate, you will die. Jin Zhu obviously believed Yi Feng's nonsense. Whoosh whoosh. Before he finished speaking, the golden feathers on Jin Zhu's body seemed to be densely shot at Yi Feng by sharp arrows. Yi Feng has a feeling that if this is hit, he will become a sieve. But okay. Void move. When the light flickered, Jin Zhu suddenly found himself in Yi Feng's previous position. Immediately, the speed of Jin Zhu's pupil shrinking increased to the extreme. Call out. Although Jin Zhu's reaction was not weak, he was still shot by a few feathers. Immediately, a few smears of bright red blood spurted out. Quote, Jiming's eyes widened. What kind of soul skill is this? With his eyesight, he couldn't see the mystery of the void shifting, he just felt as if gold was casting himself in self-mutilation. The void shift made another contribution. Yi Feng was still not careless. This is a golden perfection, and he may be severely injured if he is not careful. Jin Zhu suddenly became anxious and a little more vigilant in his heart. He didn't even understand what was going on. Whoosh! This time, Jin Zhu did not release the feathers, but stretched out sharp claws that could easily penetrate the alloy and grabbed Yi Feng. He believed that as long as he hit the human being in front of him, he would lose half his life. But the next moment, something that made Jin Zhou even more angry appeared. Crack! The sound of cracking sounded, but it was not Yi Feng, but a big rock not far away. The stone was as high as a hill, but at this moment, it had switched positions with Yi Feng under the influence of void shift. Beautiful. Zhang Jiming did not hesitate to praise words, and then seemed to find something stiff. Next moment, you have 9 silver stars. A scream rang out. Jiming's eyes are about to fall, I must be dreaming. Yi Feng was attacked by the 10,000 Beast sect before, it's been less than a month, right? As a result, the silver was 9. And this month, Jiming only increased by 1 star. Yi Feng ignored this guy. If I told you that I still have a 10,000-year spirit ring, would you be envious to death? Worry, how did you cultivate this talent? I'm just trash compared to you. Why am I so rubbish? Zhang Jiming is not like Wu Sisong who has everything in his heart, what he has to say. A person scolded himself and denied himself over and over, and when he was emotional, he almost couldn't control himself and slapped himself twice. Yi Feng suspected that if this guy saw his 10,000-year spirit ring, he would probably even scold him lousy, hating his father for not giving him a fork talent. Call out. Jin Zhu attacked again. Senior, be careful. Yi Feng was too lazy to deal with the exhortation. What? Jiming was at a loss. What should I be careful about? Jin Zhu is not attacking you. Jiming suddenly found that a pair of eagle claws exuding cold light appeared in front of him at some point. Yi Feng, I hate you. Jiming wailed and the dragon arms crossed. He never dreamed that he would be moved by Yi Feng as a meat shield. Yi Feng suddenly felt a little unbearable when he saw Jiming fly out with a swoosh. But who can't make you fight? Besides, Yi Feng didn't want to waste his soul power. He belongs to a small family, and the Earth Soul Pill can't be consumed, unlike Jiming's. So with great power comes great responsibility. Ow! Jiming was beaten and screamed, and the dragon scales took off several pieces. Buzz! The next moment, a 100-year-old spirit ring appeared. Jiming clenched his fists tightly like a cannonball, and the speed skyrocketed. This is his second soul skill, Long Sheng. The speed can be increased in a short time. The speed here refers to the attack speed and the movement speed. Although he despised Yi Feng's despicable behavior, Jiming also knew what was going on in front of him. When Jiming and the angry Jin Zhu fought together, Yi Feng gave a thumbs up, good man. Just when Yi Feng was going to take the opportunity to give Jin Zhu a space cut. What? There was a scream in the distance. Immediately, Yi Feng saw Wu Sisong, who had been away for a long time, come into view. Wu Sesong just crossed the snowfield. Although his state was miserable, it was much better than when he was hardened by the powerful ape. Wu Sesong entered the central area and the corner of his mouth rose slightly. Suddenly looked stagnant. Yi Feng, Wu Sesong has a black line, how did meet here? Just come and help. Yi Feng is overjoyed, the good guy has another thug. Wu Sesong couldn't care less about complaining. Yi Feng suddenly looked at Jiming and Jinzhu not far away. I'll go, Jinzhu of the Golden Eagle tribe. Wu Sesong glanced at it and turned his head to leave. Available immediately. The corners of Wu Sesong's mouth twitched, and the veins on his forehead burst out. He and Yi Feng switched places. Run Mao, cowardly, go with lousy. Ji Ming roared. Facing Jinzhu's thunderstorm-like attack, he couldn't stand it any longer. Wu Sesong pretended not to hear. In this situation, even if he went, it might not be very useful, and it would not be worthwhile if he was killed. But then Yi Feng's next sentence drove Wu Sesong crazy. Wu Sesong, if you don't help me, tell Jiming your secret. Yi Feng shouted from a distance. Wu Sesong almost shed blood and tears in pain. Sin. The central area is so big, it's not good to come here, but it happens to encounter this disaster. Wu Sesong flew towards Jinzhou with a dark face. This trick works really well. Yi Feng couldn't close his mouth with a smile. The secret realm of chaos is fragrant, there are many things and people are good. Over there, with Wu Sesong joining Jiming, the pressure plummeted. With Yi Feng harassing them, Jinzhu wanted to kill them all at once. Facing Yi Feng's strange empty movement, Jinzhu couldn't let go of his hands and feet, and was afraid of shooting himself in the foot. But if you don't do your best, you won't be able to win the three of them. Jinzhu also wanted to sneak up on Yi Feng with his speed, but Yi Feng was so smart that he didn't give him a chance at all. Several times, Jiming and Wu Sesong were simply moved over, and Jinzhu was almost injured. After 10 minutes of playing, 3 people and 1 beast are exhausted. You fool! Jinzhu let out an unwilling roar and fluttered his wings away. He is afraid that after a long time, there will be other human race talents coming. Seeing that Jinzhu was far away, the 3 lay down directly on the ground. Yi Feng is okay, mainly because the continuous void movement consumes a lot of soul power. The worst is Jiming and Wu Sesong. The former is damage resistant, while the latter is slightly weaker. Yi Feng took an earth soul pill to regulate his breath, while Wu Sesong was breathing heavily. He glanced at his slashed chest and was extremely depressed. It's really bloody mold. What's wrong? Jiming squinted and said weakly, if it wasn't for me and Yi Feng, you would have died when you met Jinzhu. It's okay not to say it, but Wu Sesong gets angry when he says it. Wu Sesong continued to take deep breaths to suppress his anger. If it wasn't for Yi Feng, how could I have met Jinzhu? Although Wu Sesong was trying his best to suppress it, Yi Feng and Jiming could hear that this guy was very angry. Not only angry, but about to explode. Yi Feng glanced at Jiming from the corner of his eyes, thinking that you must not be mean. But things often don't go as expected, and what's going to happen is what you're afraid of. Oops, it's all right. Quote, Jiming patted Wu Sesong on the shoulder and said, before the end of the secret realm of chaos, I will grab a powerful ape and give it to you. Jiming didn't think there was anything in these words, but Yi Feng's heart sank. Broken. Yi Feng. The next moment, Wu Sesong's roar sounded in his ears. Wu Sesong's voice became sharp, much like a person who jumped off a wall and became angry. You already told Jiming. Wu Sesong screamed. I've been beaten to death because of my loss, aren't you afraid that you will tell Jiming? Good guy, you not only told me, but also licked my wool. Yi Feng glared at Jiming and said, it's just you. He said with a smile, Senior Wu, I only told Jiming, and no one else said anything. Wu Sesong clenched his fists and looked at Yi Feng with gritted teeth. Thinking of the various encounters in the secret realm of chaos, and today's serious social death, Wu Sesong felt wronged and wanted to cry. I have to say, Yi Feng is really powerful to make your son Wu Sesong so angry. After a long time, Wu Sesong looked at the two of them viciously. Don't tell me if you hear me. Yi Feng and Jiming nodded again and again. Also, I didn't get caught by the Jout Dolly ape, what the hell? Wu Sesong said angrily. Don't think about it. Yi Feng and Jiming nodded again and again. Wu Sesong continued to explain. Yi Feng, it's that bull talking nonsense, think about it, can I still run away with my strength? Besides, what would I be like if I was really anal? Yi Feng and Ji Ming looked at each other, he was anxious, he was trying his best to explain. Explanation is to cover. But then Yi Feng and Ji Ming nodded. Yes, what you say is what? Wu Sesong had a black line. Ji Ming, what are you nodding? Ah, Yi Feng orders me to order Ah Dong. Ji Ming said at a loss. Don't you think this is fun? Second goods. Yi Feng and Wu Sesong despised at the same time. After a pause, Wu Sesong took a deep breath and said solemnly, although I haven't been beaten by the great ape, but I can't say anything about today's matter, please help me keep it a secret. Said Wu Sesong clenched his fists. He was really afraid of this matter, if it was spread out, it would be a blow even if nothing happened. Ji Ming nodded. Don't worry, my mouth is the strictest. Yi Feng rolled his eyes wildly, your mouth is leaking, still strict. What about Yan? Although Yi Feng's mouth was leaking, it didn't prevent him from despising Ji Ming secretly. Ji Ming, I believe in you. Wu Sesong said seriously, glaring at Yi Feng fiercely. Where to go? Ji Ming hurriedly asked when Wu Sesong was about to leave. Do not know. Wu Sesong was angry. He could see that as long as he was with Yi Feng, there would be nothing good, so he should do it alone. After half an hour, Yi Feng and Ji Ming finished their breath adjustment. Immediately, Yi Feng looked around and said, Senior, let's go deeper. Yi Feng knew that there were soul crystal ore veins in the central area. In addition, there are also some rare natural treasures. Ji Ming has this intention. There are more soul beasts in the central area, and the overall quality is also high. After one day, Yi Feng and Ji Ming only saw a few golden early stage heads. The rest are all in the middle and late stages, and even the golden great perfection has seen several. On this day, Yi Feng and Ji Ming cooperated tacitly. Of course, it was mainly Yi Feng, and Ji Ming belonged to passive cooperation. 2 martial soul holy stones, 9 martial soul true stones, really good. Yi Feng said with a smile in a dense forest. This is the result of his day, very rich. As for how many soul beasts he killed, Yi Feng couldn't remember. Anyway, no matter how strong or weak, the space will be cut. If the cutting is not strong, it will die and wither. If you don't give enough force, move the void to let Ji Ming resist the damage. After this day, Ji Ming was really shocked. 4 soul rings, 1 million years, 3,000 years. Coupled with the attached spirit bones, Yi Feng's spirit ring ratio is definitely the most luxurious in history. The upright Ji Ming asked Yi Feng how to do it more than once, but Yi Feng put it off. In addition, Ji Ming also found out that each of Yi Feng's 4 soul skills is infinitely useful, and the lethality of the 2 peerless martial souls is quite terrifying. Looking at Yi Feng with a wicked smile, Ji Ming was filled with emotion. The Void God Saber martial soul and its 2 soul skills are extremely fast, and it is almost impossible to evade. And the 2 spirit abilities of Time Divine Clock seem to have gone beyond the scope of spirit abilities. Can skills that control time still be called soul skills? No, it has to be called magic. This kid's combat power is no longer weaker than mine. Ji Ming muttered in his heart. Row is that his honesty was also hit at the moment. You know, Yi Feng just woke up not long ago. It's not even 3 months to full count. As for Ji Ming, as one of the 4 top talents of the human race, he cultivated from the age of 16. Yi Feng, can I scold you? Zhang Zhiji asked. Yi Feng hee, you try. Never mind. Ji Ming is still a little afraid of that death withering. Although death and decay may only reduce him by 20 or 30 years, it is also life. I'm resting, how about you? In fact, Yi Feng didn't rest, but filled up all the Holy Spirit stones. A total of 15,400 years are added to death and decay. The level of soul beasts in the central area is very high, and the reduction in 2,000 is not enough. And 28,000 years of death and decay are much more powerful. Can reduce the lifespan of soul beasts by 5,000 years. In the case of humans, that would be 500 years. In addition to this, scope and goals have been improved. Death and decay now affects all targets within 150 meters. This change surprised Yi Feng the most. This is death and withering, a large piece of death. Ji Ming didn't know that the soul skill that made him dread had been improved again. I'm almost resting too. Saying that, Ji Ming frowned slightly. Are you really planning to go to that mine? In the morning they explored the way. There are 3 gold 9 stars and 1 gold zochin in that place. Yi Feng was about to speak when a rustling sound came from a distance. There are soul beasts. Ji Ming threw a soul skill without saying a word. At the same time, there is also a soul skill on the opposite side. The moment the explosion sounded, Yi Feng and Ji Ming were taken aback at the same time. Soul skill. 4 voices sounded at the same time. Soon he saw Li Fengxian and Zhuoqiu Wushhuang walking out of the bushes. 8 eyes, you look at me, I look at you. Li Fengxian, frighten me. Zhuoqiu Wushhuang, scared. Yi Feng, Ji Ming. The 4 of them got together and started chatting. This does not include Zhuoqiu Cab Wushhuang. Soul crystal vein. After listening to Yi Feng's words, Li Fengxian's eyes lit up. Go. Since entering the secret realm of chaos, Li Fengxian has gained some but not much. In the peripheral area, there is a ore vein that has not been seen. There is a central area, but Li Fengxian can't do it alone. Fortunately, I met Zhuoqiu Wushhuang halfway through. I found one here too. Li Fengxian said. Well, it is estimated that it is 80,000 yuan, which is a medium-sized one. Dry. Yi Feng's eyes are bright. The 4 of them can't get together in a mine. Zhuoqiu Wushhuang. Yes. The 3 Yi Feng chatted for several minutes before Zhuoqiu Wushhuang said 4 words, scared me to death. All 3 looked at Zhuoqiu Wushhuang with some sympathy, and this guy basically said goodbye to talking. Have you 2 been together all this time, and how's the harvest? Li Feng asked first. I was alone before and met Yi Feng in the snow field. Ji Ming said. Then I met Wu Sisong again, and by the way, Wu Sisong was analyzed by a powerful ape. Li Fengxian and Zhuoqiu Wushhuang looked at Ji Ming at the same time. Li Fengxian said like a crowd eating melon, really or not? Ji Ming nodded affirmatively. It's absolutely true. Yi Feng was stunned. What didn't know was that Ji Ming and Wu Sisong were in the Great Ape tribe. Also, didn't you say the strictest mouth? Zhuoqiu Wushhuang's mouth gradually grew, and his face showed the excitement of discovering the big secret. I just felt that something was wrong with Wu Sisong. Li Fengxian laughed and said with an extremely wretched expression, he and Gong Qingyu can make a pair. You say, who is the attack when they are together? Ji Ming said solemnly. No need to guess, that kid Wu Sisong must have suffered. Li Fengxian said obscenely. This news is too exciting, it's exciting to think about it, so what? Oops, seniors, you are vulgar, he. Yi Feng pursed his lips and looked like he didn't really want to participate. It was that ridged ear that betrayed him. Although Zhuoqiu Wushhuang lost his right to speak, it did not prevent him from eating melons. And it's more vigorous than Yi Feng's. After chatting for a while on this topic, Ji Ming suddenly said, don't tell me, Yi Feng and I promised Wu Sisong to keep it a secret for him. Li Fengxian said seriously, don't worry, I'm the strictest. Yi Feng, Ji Ming, 66. Why does this sound so familiar? Zhuoqiu Wushhuang was in a hurry, and he spoke slowly. If he didn't promise them as soon as possible, he would definitely not bring melons to eat in the future. Immediately, a line of words was written on the ground. Don't worry, everyone, my situation is basically no longer leaked. The 3 looked down and nodded at the same time. Also unparalleled brothers reliable awe. Zhuoqiu Wushhuang wrote another line. Next time you have melons, remember to take me to eat. He said with a smile that I know everyone knows. It's all brothers, it's an outsider to say that. What a big deal. I will handle it. Leaf Pigeon, Li Pigeon, and Ji Pigeon patted their chests at the same time and said. 2 hours later. It's just ahead. Yi Feng said. 3 gold 9 stars, 1 great perfection. I'll get a gold 9 stars, and you can handle the rest yourself. I also want a gold 9. Li Fengxian said. Ji Ming speaks faster than someone minus, me too. Zhuoqiu Wushhuang. Mom sells batches. The 3 of them looked at Zhuoqiu Wushhuang at the same time. Brother resisted. Since knowing Wu Sisong's secret, the 4 have a new interpretation of the word, withstanding. Zhuoqiu Wushhuang glared at the 3 of them and said nothing. Wrong. Suddenly Li Fengxian was stunned. Can you do it? That's 9 gold stars. Only then did Li Fengxian realize that what Yi Feng wanted to fight was a 9-star gold. This guy kills gold 1 star very well, but what is the concept of gold 9 stars? Even if he wants to kill Li Fengxian, it is not so easy. Zuoqiu Wushwang also reacted and stared at Yi Feng. It wasn't long before I woke up to be able to kill gold 1 star, which was already invincible. In his heart, his younger brother did not complain when he lost. Zhang Jiming didn't mean to leave any suspense and said, Yi Feng also killed 2 gold 8 stars in the morning. He's a silver 9 line now. Oh yes, there is also a 10,000-year spirit ring. After Zhang Jiji ordered Li Fengxian and Zuoqiu Wushwang to be in a mess. Jiming's 3 sentences are more powerful than 1 sentence. Li Fengxian asked himself how smart he was, but he didn't come back to his senses for a while. When will he be able to kill gold 8 stars? When did he get 9 stars in silver? Also, how could he have a 10,000-year spirit ring? Has this kid's physical fitness been able to bear it? Worth, brain cells are dead. Li Fengxian looked at Yi Feng blankly. Ha ha, Zhang Jiming sneered unabashedly, 2 fools. He was very happy at this time. I was surprised before, now it's your turn. After a while, Li Fengxian's mouth twitched. Mada, I regret having awakened your martial soul. As soon as this statement came out, it won the unanimous approval of Jiming and Zuoqiu Wushwang. This soul crystal vein is the largest that Yi Feng has discovered so far, and it is roughly estimated that there may be 40,000 low-grade soul crystals. And the ore vein is controlled by a golden ice war horse. Under the command of Frost War Horse, there are 3 golden 9-star younger brothers, namely, Iron-Winged Mosquito Bird, 3-tailed Crocodile and Heavy Armored Turtle. In addition, there are nearly 100 soul beasts in the middle golden stage nearby. After observing for a while, Li Feng said with a headache, there are a lot of those in the mid-golden period. It's okay, leave those to me, and you can stop them later when the big ones come over. Yi Feng said that the spirit possessed. Sure enough, it is 9 silver stars. Zuoqiu Wushwang and Li Fengxian thought to themselves. Shish, when Yi Feng flew towards the soul crystal vein at an unbelievable speed. Ow, roar, nearly 100 soul beasts were alert at the same time. The frozen warhorse and his 3 younger brothers slept lazily on the mines. In their opinion, this 2-legged beast is of average strength, and the little brother under his command can solve it. A huge butterfly with a wingspan of more than 2 meters flew towards Yi Feng. Immediately, a pink gas spewed out of his body. Yi Feng didn't give the other party a chance to release, and waved it casually. Boom! The big butterfly was directly cut in half by the Sword of Nothingness. Immediately, the purple spirit ring appeared. Not far away, Li Fengxian's envious eyes turned red. The Sword of Nothingness is really strong. As soon as the big butterfly died, more soul beasts rushed over immediately. Yi Feng shook his head secretly, that's all. As he spoke, a dark purple 1,000-year-old spirit ring appeared under his feet. Space slicing starts. Shish. The more than 30 soul beasts seemed to have slammed into an incomparably sharp fishing net, and their bodies were torn apart instantly. Purple spirit rings appeared one by one, and the purple light gathered together to cover up the corpse on the ground. At the same time, the ding-ding sound in Yi Feng's mind was endless. Yi Feng didn't care about it, but continued to go deeper. The scene was a little quiet for a while. Li Fengxian and Zuoqiu Wushwang's eyes widened, they didn't even know where the attack point was. That's kind of scary. In other words, even if the 2 of them faced each other, they would not know how to defend themselves if they were caught off guard. Because you don't even know where the attack point is. Roar! Over 30 soul beasts died at once, and the remaining over 60 rioted immediately. Each soul beast used its own abilities. Immediately, different colors of soul power blasted towards Yi Feng at the same time. But the next moment, boom, those attacks were all cut and blasted away by the incomparably sharp power of space. The space cut has not disappeared, and it still recedes forward like a moving wall. Immediately after, that creepy scene was replicated again. PFF'd. Puff. Large swaths of neatly cut limbs fell to the ground. Soul rings appeared one by one. Li Fengxian looked at Yi Feng's back and murmured, Mada, I am suddenly glad that I am not Yi Feng's enemy. Zuoqiu Wushwang and Jiming nodded at the same time. Just kidding, a first martial spirit, a second martial spirit, and he is the enemy. The old birthday star is tired of hanging himself. Boom. At the moment when the large group of little brothers died, the ice war Ma Teng got up with a bang. The surrounding temperature immediately began to drop. And the younger brother of Iron Wing Mosquito Bird 3 rushed towards Yifeng with murderous intent. Jiming and the three moved at the same time. Pick an opponent and fight together. Yifeng didn't choose the heavy armored turtle. The turtle soul beast has a long lifespan, and it is a waste for him to die and wither. Crack. The three-tailed crocodile was hit by Yifeng's nihilistic sword, and the thick scales splashed sparks. Human, die. 9. Surprisingly, this three-tailed crocodile can also talk. There are not many soul beasts who can talk along the way, and it is obviously related to their own blood. Yifeng did not talk nonsense with the three-tailed crocodile and immediately started space cutting. He's going to piss this guy off, and heh. Buzz. The three-tailed crocodile is not easy to mess with. The three huge tails flashed light and slapped it fiercely. But he underestimated the power of space cutting. The invisible blade fishing net fell, and two of the three tails of the three-tailed crocodile immediately became bloody. Although the hardest one was fine, several layers of scales were also removed from the melon. The three-tailed crocodile did not expect the attack of this human to be so strong. Immediately, he opened his mouth wide open. Boom. A red light beam the thickness of a bucket shot straight at Yifeng. Yifeng had been waiting for a long time, and Void Shift was activated. Call out. Iron-winged Mosquito Bird and Yifeng, who were fighting against Jiming, switched positions. The reason why he chose Jiming's side was because Li Fengxian's opponent's heavy armored turtle skin was too thick, and Yifeng was afraid that the attack of the three-tailed crocodile would not seriously damage the opponent. Boom. The unsuspecting iron-winged mosquito bird was smashed by the red beam of light. Immediately, the feathers exploded and the flesh flew away. Being hit by a three-tailed crocodile with no resistance was not a good feeling. After making one move, Yifeng cast Void Shift again. It's just that this time, instead of changing positions with Tai Wing Mosquito Bird, he moved himself and Jiming in front of Tai Wing Mosquito Bird. Void Move can move 500 targets with a maximum distance of 1,000 meters. Iron-winged Mosquito Bird would never have thought of having this ability when he was seriously injured. When Jiming and Yifeng's attacks fell at the same time. Squeak. The iron-winged mosquito and bird let out a shrill scream, and while the dragon's claws penetrated its chest, a large piece of flesh was also cut off by the nihilistic sword. In less than 5 seconds, Yifeng completely lost the combat effectiveness of the iron-winged mosquito and bird by virtue of the Void Shift. Immediately afterwards, Yifeng made up for the knife again under the terrified and desperate eyes of the iron-winged mosquito and bird. Ding! Successfully kill the iron-winged mosquito and bird to get a rare reward, get a martial soul holy stone. Yifeng's eyes lit up. After killing so many soul beasts, he finally got a rare reward. Ji ordered you to help Wushwang, leave that crocodile to me. Yifeng said. At this time, Zuoqiu Wushwang's mother was constantly selling out. He is not known for his defensive power, but the life of being beaten falls on himself. Fortunately, Jiming arrived in time, and the two teamed up to maintain an undefeated situation. Ouch! The three-tailed crocodile looked at Yifeng with anger and fear. This human method is really weird. He still hadn't seen how the iron-winged mosquitoes got here. Without the help of the iron-winged mosquito and bird, the situation on the human side is obviously much better. Just when the three-tailed crocodile was thinking about how to deal with Yifeng, Void Shift activates. Immediately, the three-tailed crocodile appeared 1,000 meters away. This crocodile skin is rough and thick. Yifeng doesn't want to waste his soul power on him. After relying on 27 to approach the mine, the sword of nothingness swept away. The system beeps when all the dirt on it is cleared. Ding! It is detected that the host has obtained 40,000 small low-grade soul crystal ore. May I ask whether it will be converted into martial soul points? Convert a quarter, Yifeng said. Since the four of them joined forces, things would naturally be divided equally. Yifeng didn't want to take advantage of this. I've saved almost 400,000. Yifeng opened his mouth and smiled. The harvest of this chaos secret realm is simply unimaginable. I don't know when I will save so many soul points outside. It's just that his next main task is to improve the compatibility of martial arts. Only when the degree of fit reaches the limit can it become the great perfection of silver. Thinking of this, Yi Feng had a headache. The fear of the bronze great perfection resurfaced in my heart. At this moment, the three-tailed crocodile once again spewed a red beam of light towards Yi Feng. Yi Feng looked indifferent, and void shift was activated again. This time it was the three-tailed crocodile's turn to bear it. Boom! Even though the three-tailed crocodile had a strong defense, it grinned when it was hit by its own attack. The scales on his body fell off in a large area, revealing bright red flesh. Taking advantage of the pain of the three-tailed crocodile, Yi Feng changed into the god of time and possessed the spirit of martial arts. When the three-tailed crocodile looked at Yi Feng angrily and vigilantly, Yi Feng teleported to the top of the three-tailed crocodile. Death and withering. Immediately, the 10,000-year spirit ring appeared that made the spirit beasts feel extremely depressed. After the soul ring of the dead ghost wolf was raised to 28,000 years, the color became even darker. Gives a strong visual impact. With the blessing of the black soul ring, Yi Feng's temperament seems to have also changed. More mysterious and powerful. The unparalleled power of time enveloped the three-tailed crocodile. In an instant, the three-tailed crocodile found that his breath plummeted. Immediately afterwards, his scales began to soften. His incredibly strong muscles began to slacken. This is. The three-tailed crocodile looked terrified. This scene was beyond his comprehension. Run! The three-tailed crocodile turned and ran away in panic. But death and decay had already taken effect in him. The three-tailed crocodile ran desperately, but the speed was getting slower and slower. Roar! In the end, the three-tailed crocodile let out a weak roar and fell to the ground. The three of Li Fengxian in the distance looked at Yi Feng at the same time and were surprised. Yi Feng killed 2 gold 9 stars in a short time. This combat power is even more terrifying than they imagined. After half an hour, the frozen war horse and the heavy armored turtle were beheaded by 4 people. At Yi Feng's request, the 2 soul beasts were supplemented by Yi Feng. This time, the luck was average, and only 800 spirit points were given. Hey, why is the ore vein less than a quarter? After a few people rushed over in high spirits, they were stunned. My quarter has been taken. Yi Feng said. The rest is yours. Li Fengxian said enviously, how did you do it? Help me take it too. Yi Feng showed a mysterious smile. If mad, don't cry when I get it for you. He can only convert those soul crystals into martial soul points, and there is no way to stuff them into the storage space. Suddenly, 3 miners appeared. Li Fengxian is the most powerful, he is no better than Wu Sisong and Gong Qingyu. There is no way to compare with the 3 major families. Li Fengxian's parents are very ordinary, and the family background is also ordinary. Therefore, he places great importance on cultivation resources such as soul crystals. Yi Feng also helped to dig with the Void God Saber. Li Fengxian shook the jet black sword and said enviously, let's change Yi Feng. If you can change it, so what if I give it to you? Yi Feng rolled his eyes. Anyway, I still have a time clock. Li Fengxian was hit immediately. Mad, jealousy made me lose my mind, so let's dig with peace of mind. 1 hour later, the huge soul crystal ore vein has been dug up to 7088. Mining is really hard work. Ji Ming spat out. Just dig your ass, leave the rest to me. Li Fengxian said. However, just as Li Fengxian finished speaking, an unexpected change occurred. There was a peculiar wave of fluctuations in the ore vein with 1,000 low-grade soul crystals left. The next moment, those veins increased at a speed visible to the naked eye. Quote, the 3 of them groaned in unison. Zuoqiu Wushwang's eyes widened. What's the situation, and also bring refills? Ji Ming's voice was raised. After saying this, 1,000 low-grade soul crystals became 3,000. Wrong. Yi Feng's body trembled, and then he said solemnly, have you noticed that the placement of soul crystals here is very similar to before? Zhang Zhiji said. I didn't pay attention. Li Fengxian and Zuoqiu Wushwang shook their heads. Look to see if the soul crystals in your storage bracelet are missing. Yi Feng seemed to have thought of something. The 3 of them felt a slight change in their faces, no more. The 4 of them felt a chill for no reason. I see. Yi Feng's eyes skyrocketed. It should be the work of the time-based soul beast. What? Li Fengxian's eyes widened, and they immediately became extremely vigilant. Wang Quan had guessed before that there might be. And it is very likely to be the golden perfection. A time-based golden consummation, its strength is extremely terrifying. Mad, what should I do? I didn't feel anything. Ji Ming's face was a little ugly. The four of them got up and looked around vigilantly. At the same time, within the time dimension, the silver-colored Yinwei Tianhe looked at the four of them quietly. Under his long legs, there are still two lying. One of them is Zhang Dasheng, and the other is Gong Qingyu. As early as 2 days ago, Yinwei Tianhe had already controlled the two into the time dimension. The time dimension is quite magical, equivalent to an independent world. And in this world, only time-type soul beasts can enter and exit. Zhang Dasheng and Gong Qingyu were not dead, their faces were dark. If it wasn't for life-saving cards, they might have been digested by Yinwei Tianhe. The two people entering the central area together are very rewarding. Who knew that luck was very bad and met Yinwei Tianhe? At this moment, seeing the silver light of the Yinwei Tianhe's body shining like the moonlight, Gong Qingyu knew that someone must be unlucky again. Don't sleep, the great saint. Seeing Zhang Dasheng's eyelids fighting, Gong Qingyu said helplessly. Zhang Dasheng stared blankly. Ah, did I fall asleep just now? Is there anything you can do? Gong Qingyu said with a dark face. If we go on like this, we will be eaten by this guy as soon as our two soul powers are exhausted. In the face of Yinwei Tianhe, the two cannot protect themselves even if they join forces. Although he has been stalemate until now because of his life-saving trump card, Gong Qingyu's soul power is almost exhausted. I don't know. Zhang Dasheng looked bewildered. How did we get in? Gong Qingyu stopped talking. This guy is lethargic and forgetful at the same time. Hey, Gong Qingyu let out a long sigh. Being careless, he shouldn't have been with this family in the first place. Of the other 8 people, anyone is stronger than Zhang Dasheng. The other side. With the passage of time, the goosebumps of Yi Feng's 4 people all rose. While Yi Feng was excited and looking forward to it, he was also extremely nervous. This is a time-type soul beast of the golden consummation, and it is very difficult to deal with. While vigilant against Yi Feng, he calculated his own strength and cards. Yi Feng still has a prison order here, and there are 2 more chances left for the prison order. In addition, there is a chaotic beast plate that was snatched from the vigorous ape tribe. According to what Jin Zhu said, this thing can seal the soul power of the opponent. 20. This is the only chance. Yi Feng took a deep breath and said. Then Yi Feng quickly told everyone what he thought. Fengxian, our cooperation should be able to seal the Yinwei Tianhe. Yi Feng said quickly. So Senior Ji and Senior Zhuoqiu want to cooperate with us. Zhuoqiu Wushwang nodded. His extremely cold and dead ice has an extremely low temperature, which can freeze opponents. But what they have to face is the time-based soul beast. It is not clear whether Zhuoqiu Wushwang can be achieved. Needless to say, Ji Ming is resistant to beatings. Try it. It was rare for Li Fengxian to be serious, and the black magic sword flickered. His demon sealing sword could seal the opponent's soul power, but Li Fengxian didn't know how effective it would be against time-based soul beasts. Wow! At this moment, a loud chirping sound suddenly sounded. Unlike other soul beasts, Yinwei Tianhe's voice exploded in the minds of the 4 of them. Coming. Yi Feng was holding the sword of nothingness and waiting for him. Before he finished speaking, a silver-colored crane with a height of about 10 meters came into view. Yinwei Tianhe's long beak is like an alloy-long sword, glittering in the sun's light. A pair of pale silver eyes stared at Yi Feng intently. He faintly felt that the taste of this person was very good, and eating it should help him a lot. Being stared at by Yinwei Tianhe, Yi Feng was not timid, and shouted in a low voice, Go! Several people had a tacit understanding. Ji Ming let out a dragon roar and took the lead. Zhuoqiu Wushwang was surrounded by blue ice, and the surrounding temperature dropped rapidly. Like the 2 of them, Li Fengxian used the strongest soul skill at the same time. 3 purple soul rings appeared at the same time. Yi Feng was the fastest, and a teleport approached Yinwei Tianhe. However, just when he was about to take out the chaotic beast plate, Yinwei Tianhe's figure quickly faded. The moment Yi Feng exited the trough, the Yinwei Tianhe disappeared in front of everyone's eyes. 3 soul skills have been sent out, and they came towards Yifeng after losing their target. After Yifeng dodged, he only felt that his head was huge. This should be a certain ability of Yinwei Tianhe, perhaps returning to the time dimension. The four of them observed and did not find the shadow of Yinwei Tianhe. It must have entered the time dimension. Yifeng said. Yifeng, what should I do? Ji Ming said in a hurry. Come up with an idea. After a few more people, Yifeng has the time spirit, and he is relatively familiar with the time spirit beast. It's the first time I've seen it. Yifeng complained. If this guy sincerely wants to consume us, then we really can't help it. Li Fengxian said. Have it. Yifeng suddenly lit up and then gestured wildly. Yifeng was afraid that Yinwei Tianhe would spy on the screen in the dark. After all, it was a time-based soul beast that should be able to speak. Although Yifeng's gesture was rough, Li Fengxian and the three of them understood it. The three cast suspicious eyes. Can it be done? Try it. Yifeng said. Human, what is your martial spirit? At this moment, a voice came from far away. It felt as if someone was shouting at the end of the universe. Still a mother, Yifeng said loudly. The clock of time. No wonder. Yinwei Tianhe overlooks the four of Yifeng in the time dimension. Immediately continued. It seems that you are all going to die today. Since it is a time clock, this human must swallow it. If the spirit beast and the spirit of a certain spirit master have the same attributes, they are attractive to each other. Once the soul beast swallows the opponent, its strength will increase rapidly. Before Yinwei Tianhe finished speaking, a pair of silver wings fluttered and appeared in front of the four of them the next moment. The piercing croak resounded in my mind again. This time it was countless times stronger than before. Several people were dizzy for a while. And I don't know if it was because of the time god Zhang Wuhun. Yifeng was the first to wake up. What caught my eye was a pair of bright red crane claws. The sharpness of this claw is no less than that of gold. Boom! The prison suppression order once again helped Yifeng block a fatal attack. Yinwei Tianhe was stunned for a moment, and then he was not surprised. And just when she was going to continue attacking Yifeng. Buzz! 4 weeks solidified in an instant. The eternal barrier is activated. In order to deal with Yinwei Tianhe, Yifeng added the Holy Spirit stone he had just obtained to the Holy Turtle of Time. The eternal barrier at this time is a real 8,800-year-old soul skill. The speed of Yinwei Tianhe has dropped significantly. But with her strength, this speed of 207 degrees is nothing. At this moment, Ji Ming's pair of dragon claws grabbed Yinwei Tianhe's legs with terrifying brute force. Immediately afterwards, the extreme cold field was activated. Zuoqiu Wushwang desperately urged Yinwei Tianhe to slow down a little. Pretty. Yifeng and Li Fengxian shot at the same time. The demon sealing sword shone with light, and Yifeng was also infused with soul power on the chaotic beast plate. I have to say, Yifeng's strategy is very good. He first said his martial spirit and let Yinwei Tianhe take the initiative to attack him. Then, the life-saving opportunity of the prison order forced the Yinwei Tianhe who was close to him. After that, Li Fengxian and the three shot. Buzz! Just when the four of them thought they were going to succeed, silver light filled the sky. The next moment Yinwei Tianhe disappeared. Yifeng turned around abruptly and his face changed slightly, but found that Yinwei Tianhe appeared in the position before attacking him. Yifeng seemed to have thought of something. This is very much like a skill in the past life when playing games. Go back to the past. Could Yinwei Tianhe go back to the previous few seconds? Isn't this invincible? The three of Li Fengxian looked at a loss, not knowing what kind of coquettish operation this was. Yinwei Tianhe stared at Yifeng with a pair of eyes, and his tone was a little surprised. You are so powerful, you almost let me fall into the trap. Yifeng was silent. Fortunately, my time retrospective took effect, otherwise I would have been killed by you. Yinwei Tianhe had some lingering fears. She thought it would be easy to kill these few people, but the ability of the spirit master of the time god Bel was equally peculiar. Just now, she also sensed that the flow of time around her suddenly slowed down. If it wasn't for his quick response, his soul power might have been sealed. Once the soul power is sealed, she is really helpless. Yifeng secretly regretted. With the same move, when Yinwei Tianhe is prepared, it is much harder to succeed. Ji Ming and the three looked at Yi Feng again and waited for him to think of a way. Before Yi Feng could think of a way, Yinwei Tianhe's attack came again. It was still the dizzying sound of the crane chirping. When Yi Feng and the four were under control, Yinwei Tianhe flapped his wings violently. This time she was very cautious and did not dare to get close. Whoa! The wings seemed to contain infinite power, and the strong wind around them blew the four of Yi Feng into a stagger and almost fell to the ground. Yinwei Tianhe knew that the opportunity was coming, and swooped down like a silver arrow. She seized the opportunity very well. At this time, the four of Yi Feng had not stabilized their bodies, so they could not use their soul skills in this state. PFF. Just when Yinwei Tianhe was about to hit Yi Feng, her feathers seemed to be cut by something. What? Yinwei Tianhe exclaimed. There were several scratches on the wings with extremely strong defensive power. Dare to be distracted. Yi Feng found that Yinwei Tianhe didn't seem to have enough combat experience. The three of Li Fengxian were indeed unstable just now, but don't forget that Yi Feng also has the most powerful martial soul of the space system, the nihilistic sword. So take advantage of Yinwei Tianhe to do a wave of scraping while he is not paying attention. Yi Feng also doesn't expect space cutting to seriously damage Yinwei Tianhe. What he wants is Yinwei Tianhe's distraction. Call out. The surrounding space fluctuates rapidly. Yinwei Tianhe immediately appeared in the circle of four. Bang! As before, Ji Ming grabbed his legs, Zuoqiu Wushwang Hanbing slowed down. However, immediately, Yinwei Tianhe reappeared in the distance, with a trace of fear in his eyes. 2 times, the same routine moves have changed. The key is that she doesn't even know how she appeared in the human encirclement just now. A look of helplessness flashed in Li Fengxian's eyes. It's so outrageous, it's simply a hang-up. It's absolutely invincible with this ability. No, there is a play. Yi Feng felt a little excited after sensing the change in Yinwei Tianhe. This Yinwei Tianhe is powerful, but it consumes more soul power than them. In this way, it depends on who can consume energy. Of course, the premise is that Yinwei Tianhe doesn't run away. If she goes to the time dimension, there will be no way. After hitting the wall twice in a row, most of the greed in Yinwei Tianhe's heart disappeared. Also in the time department, she knew that Yi Feng was more troublesome than she thought. The two sides were so deadlocked. Our department is the most difficult to find. It is incredible that he has a time spirit ring, and there must be no second one. Yinwei Tianhe analyzed in his heart. In this way, as long as I am vigilant, there is still a great chance of breaking that person's heart. As for Zuoqiu Wushwang and the others, Yinwei Tianhe did not take it to heart. After making the decision, Yinwei Tianhe's wings trembled slightly. Immediately afterwards, the Yinwei Tianhe disappeared. When Yinwei Tianhe returned to the time dimension, she chose to attack from another direction to catch Yi Feng by surprise. The four Yi Feng didn't speak, and they were all focused on sensing the situation around them. Coming. At this moment, an extremely faint time ripple appeared. Immediately afterwards, Yinwei Tianhe's long beak stabbed straight into Yi Feng's chest. He still wants to use that trick on me. Seeing Yi Feng switch back to the time clock, Yinwei Tianhe was a little disdainful. Bang! The prison order was completely broken when the mission was completed. Yinwei Tianhe was slightly stunned, and her figure immediately began to blur, and she planned to enter the time dimension. But immediately, a terrifying power of time enveloped it. A black soul ring emerges under Yi Feng's feet, withering away. Yi Feng had never used it before, just wanted to keep it. Although Yinwei Tianhe is strong, the death and decay of nearly 30,000 years still makes its vitality disappear for 800 years in an instant. 800 years is not too powerful for Yinwei Tianhe, but her breath has dropped a little. Buzz. The eternal barrier is activated again. Due to the drop of breath, the speed of Yinwei Tianhe's entry into the time dimension slowed down again. Boom. Like the previous 2 times, Ji Ming grabbed his legs and Zuoqiu Wushwang slowed down. The Yinwei Tianhe seemed to be immobilized under the stacking of 4, and there was a momentary stalemate. The demon seal. Li Fengxian let out a low voice and the soul power in his body quickly dissipated. The jet black demon sealing sword pierced into the abdomen of Yinwei Tianhe. Although only 1 centimeter was penetrated, the magic sealing effect was activated immediately. Yinwei Tianhe felt that the circulation speed of the soul power in his body instantly dropped by 2 times. However, it was not completely sealed. Yi Feng's shot was as swift as the wind, when the chaotic beast dish the size of a washbasin flickered with light. Yinwei Tianhe's complexion changed and changed. All this happens in 1 second. When Yinwei Tianhe reacted, her soul power was sealed. Call. The 4 Yi Feng breathed a sigh of relief at the same time. Death and wither. Yi Feng did not waste time. Taking advantage of the moment when Yinwei Tianhe was sealed, he cast death and decay again. Continuously releasing soul skills, Yi Feng has not much soul power left in his body. But this is the only chance. Once Yinwei Tianhe is not slaughtered this time, she will definitely escape. After escaping with Yinwei Tianhe's ability, Yi Feng couldn't catch up. Ji Ming's double fists brought out the crazy output of Dao Dao boxing shadows. Zuoqiu Wushwang's extremely cold and silent ice covered Yinwei Tianhe's body with a layer of hoarfrost. Li Fengxian was not idle either. But the 3 people found that the defensive power of the silver radiant crane was too strong. Yinwei Tianhe was not badly injured after a few soul skills. Let me go. Yinwei Tianhe was constantly struggling with fear and anger. Although the soul power is gone, the brute force of the whole body is still there. Like wings poured out of alloy, they beat Ji Ming frantically. Ji Ming kept his head down and just attacked. If it's okay, I'll be beaten anyway, so that's it. At this time, Ji Ming especially misses Zhang Dasheng. In the past, when Zhang Dasheng was around, it was that guy who resisted. Well now, the feng shui turns. At the same time, in the time dimension, Gong Qingyu's eyes skyrocketed. When Yinwei Tianhe's soul power was sealed, he keenly felt that this time dimension was unstable. Great holy! Gong Qingyu Tang got up, and immediately had a dagger with a strong sense of technology in his hand. This is the destroying blade just developed by Soul Energy Weapons Group. After using the soul power to stimulate, everything can be broken. In fact, it sounds very good. In simple terms, it is to increase Gong Qingyu's attack power several times. Zhang Dasheng is no longer sleepy, and the Yutian battle armor is possessed without a word. Boom! The imprisonment that could not be broken before was immediately shattered like glass. Gong Qingyu and Zhang Dasheng suddenly flashed over in ecstasy. The next moment, the two appeared at the feet of Yinwei Tianhe. The scene suddenly fell silent. The 4 of Yi Feng lied in various ways, while Gong Qingyu and Zhang Dasheng were confused. How are they here? Quick! Yi Feng is in a hurry, now is not the time to be in a daze. Gong Qingyu and the 2 were shocked when they looked at Yinwei Tianhe. Although I don't know how Yi Feng and the others did it, the opportunity must not be missed. As the strongest existence in the secret realm of chaos, if Yinwei Tianhe dies, they will not be able to find treasures with peace of mind. Boom! Suddenly, Yi Feng had 2 more workers. Ji Ming was so excited that he almost cried, and the anti-beating finally came. Zhang Dasheng is dressed in bronze armor, and his fists are also covered by the armor. Humans, let me go. Yinwei Tianhe became more and more flustered, and his voice became extremely sharp. The 6 people didn't speak, and they attacked regardless of the cost and consumption. The time for the seal of the chaotic beast disc is only 10 seconds. However, these 10 seconds became the life reminder of Yinwei Tianhe. Gradually, Yinwei Tianhe stopped calling. After Yi Feng made the last space cut. Boom! Yinwei Tianhe's breath exploded and completely lost his life. Ding! Congratulations to the host for beheading the Yinwei Tianhe to trigger the god level reward and get a spirit stone. The moment before the system prompt sounded, Yi Feng fell backwards, his soul power was exhausted and he collapsed. But then Yi Feng stood up abruptly by relying on the excellent explosive power of the gluteus maximus and outer thigh muscles. At this moment, Yi Feng trembled with excitement. There is not only the excitement of beheading the Yinwei Tianhe, but also the ecstasy of triggering a god-level reward. System, how many years can the martial soul divine stone improve? Yi Feng's voice trembled. Returning to the host, a single martial soul god stone can improve for 60,000 years. Really, Yi Feng guessed right. The true martial soul stone, martial soul holy stone and martial soul divine stone are all increased by 10 times. Yi Feng clenched his fist and waved it twice, so looked like he was collapsing. Puff! After Yinwei Tianhe died, Gong Qingyu and the others collapsed on the ground at the same time, panting. Especially Li Fengxian, Ji Ming, and Zuoqiu Wushwang were pale and their clothes were soaked. Is this the end? Li Fengxian looked at the sky and murmured. Snort. Zhang Dasheng fell to the ground and fell asleep without confusion. Om. At this moment, Yinwei Tianhe's spirit ring appeared. The crowd looked away. Different from other spirit rings, the purple spirit ring has some silver patterns on it. Silver texture and purple add radiance to each other, mysterious and highly visual impact. Yi Feng's eyes were bright and terrifying. The seal of heaven is finally used. However, after the excitement, endless exhaustion swarmed. Yi Feng resisted the urge to fall and took out the seal of heaven. Seeing this, Gong Qingyu immediately handed over an elixir. Yi Feng looked down and saw that it was the heavenly soul pill. Good teacher, said to take it down. A feeling of nectar rising from a long drought, Yi Feng felt much more comfortable. This seal of heaven was personally refined by Wang Quan, and it was not difficult to use. When Yi Feng placed the seal of heaven under the spirit ring, he injected the newly recovered Cap spirit power. Immediately, the lines on the seal light up in sequence. Immediately after, a golden beam of light shot out just to connect with the spirit ring above. The moment the two were linked, Yinwei Tianhe's spirit ring trembled and struggled unceasingly. Soul rings can generally only be absorbed by the killer. The non-killer spirit ring is extremely strong against the will. And if you forcefully absorb the spirit ring, it will collapse directly. Under the effect of the seal of heaven, the spirit ring could not be disintegrated, but it kept resisting. Boom! The world shook, and a terrifying aura spread all over the place. The energy in the seal of heaven quickly activated to suppress the spirit ring. A rally between seal of heaven and spirit rings began. Except for Yi Feng, who was keeping an eye on the situation, everyone was hurrying to recover. Feng Tianyan and the others were not surprised. After all, Yi Feng was a direct student of Wang Quan. As the peak of the king, it is really nothing to give a seal to the sky. According to Wang Quan, the time when Feng Tianyan wanted to seal the spirit ring in was uncertain. As short as 1-2 minutes, as long as 1-2 hours. Half an hour later, Feng Tianyan had completely suppressed Yinwei Tianhe's spirit ring. Everyone has recovered almost, and they are also idle to continue mining. At the beginning of digging, Li Fengxian suddenly shouted, "Pieces of spirit stone." At the bottom of the soul crystal vein, there were actually 24 fragments the size of pebbles buried. Ji Ming was in a trance again and again. Zuoqiu Wu's eyes were green. They don't have Yi Feng's system, and it is extremely difficult to increase the age of the spirit ring. These pieces of martial soul true stone are the lifeblood. Moreover, the kind of several at once. 24 yuan is divided equally among 4 people, 6 people per person, that is, it can increase by 1500 years at once. Suddenly, several people trembled with excitement. Gong Qingyu glanced enviously. These were all discovered by Yi Feng. Now nature is also theirs. My 6 are for Senior Gong and Senior Zhang. Yi Feng said suddenly. As soon as these words came out, everyone was quiet for a while. Immediately, the 3 of Li Fengxian were in awe. Martial soul true stone fragments are worth 30 million in the outside world. How could Yi Feng give such a treasure? This is equivalent to sending a small 200 million. Gong Qingyu was stunned for a moment and immediately shook his head. That won't work, this is what you have worked hard for. Zhang Dasheng, snoring. If it weren't for you, Yinwei Tianhe wouldn't be so easy to kill. Yi Feng said. Also, I got a time spirit ring, didn't I? The spirit stone fragments were of little value to him, but to Gong Qingyu and the others, it was different. Gong Qingyu continued to shake his head and said seriously, if Yinwei Tianhe doesn't die, we will all die. Killing Yinwei Tianhe is also for ourselves, and the time-based spirit ring is of no use to us. Yi Feng, don't let it go. At the same time, another corner of the central area. Wu Sisong, Shen Yunkang and Chen Yao walked side by side. The 3 of them were exhausted, and each of them was holding a fragment of the spirit stone in their hands. It is a pity that Xiao Fengyan of Alliance University has died on the snow field. This is also the only one of the 9 who died. Angkor, this wave has made a lot of money. Shen Yunkang excitedly said that his gaze towards Wu Sisong became somewhat adoring. Wu Sisong snorted weakly. In this battle, he was the main force and suffered a lot of injuries. But the gains are really big. Not to mention the low-grade soul crystals, I only got 4 pieces of the true martial soul stone fragments. According to the contribution, Wu Sesong got 2 pieces. Follow Angkor and have meat to eat. Chen Yao was also happy. As for 30 million, it is not easy for them to earn 30 million. Wu Sesong is in a good mood to be admired by 2 people. HMPH, it's fortunate that I didn't stay with those 2 guys, otherwise there would be such a big gain. Wu Sesong thought happily. After a while, the roar of the soul beast came from a distance. Wu Sesong just wanted to stand up, but his wound collapsed because of force. Angkor, I'll carry you. Without a word, Shen Yunkang carried Wu Sesong behind him and ran away with Chen Yao. Boom! With the dim light of the seal of heaven, Yinwei Tianhe's soul ring was officially sealed. Yi Feng excitedly put the seal of heaven into the storage space and thought, the next task is to improve the compatibility of martial arts. Under Yi Feng's insistence, Gong Qingyu still accepted 1 fragment. Yi Feng also gave Zhang Dasheng 1, and kept 4 for himself. A group of people were full of laughter and could not close their mouths. Next, go to the mine I found, Li Fengxian said impatiently. 3 days later, the group of 6 came to an empty canyon area. Li Fengxian licked his lips and said, "Did you see that hole? It's inside." Yi Feng glanced at the soul beasts in the canyon. 2 great perfections, 5 gold 9 stars, okay. No, how did you find out? Zhang Zhiji ordered. Can you go to the entrance of the cave with your strength? Of course, no nonsense, Li Fengxian said angrily. I have a detector. Nian. After saying this, a few people will understand. Start the division of labor. Yi Feng said. The 2 great perfections will be handed over to Senior Ji and Senior Zhang, and the 4 of us will solve the 5 gold 9 first. Then the 3 of you help them, and I'll get east-west. Zuo Chuwu's eyes lit up as soon as these words came out, and this kid finally returned his kindness. Ji Ming didn't speak, but he had to continue the work of being beaten. Several people have no objection to Yi Feng's allocation. This guy can even give away expensive soul stone fragments, his character is absolutely guaranteed. Wake up. Gong Qingyu kept shaking Zhang Dasheng. Zhang Dasheng woke up quietly. Ah, it's over. Everyone is black. Li Fengxian sneered and said, when it's over, go back quickly, you won't be able to catch the bus if it's too late. Hey, I smelled the shards of martial soul true stone. Zhang Dasheng suddenly woke up with light flashing in his eyes. What is true? How many people don't believe it? Just you. We didn't find it, can you find it? Zhang Dasheng said leisurely. Just kidding you. Go. 9. Immediately, fists and feet joined together. After venting together, everyone's spirit possessed and walked towards the canyon. Several people are not weak, and their IQs are also online except Ji Ming. After 40 minutes, the battle was over. According to the principle of equal distribution, Yi Feng got 14,000 low-grade soul crystals. This is equivalent to 140,000 martial soul points. So far, Yi Feng's martial soul point has reached 530,000. Ah, in the huge cave, everyone hoed along the mine veins that afternoon. Unconsciously it is getting deeper and deeper. When most of the veins have been dug out. Are you really being told by the sleepy bugs? Ji Ming looked at the blind Wuhun Junshi in front of him and said excitedly. This time it is more than before, a full 40 yuan. Li Fengxian's eyes flashed green. I want to kill you all. 40 yuan, an average of 6 yuan per person. According to the principle of whoever finds out who gets more, Li Fengxian got 7 yuan. After half an hour, all 6 people couldn't close their mouths, and they were happier than New Year's. Zhang Dasheng is no longer drowsy. Look, I will say yes. Several people ignored him and squatted on the ground to count the pieces. Even Gong Qingyu, who has always loved cleanliness, didn't pay attention to it anymore, ignoring the dirt on the ground and sitting down. Not to mention that these spirit stone fragments are worth hundreds of millions. Its rarity alone is unimaginable. Although the spirit real stone is better, they are basically not qualified to use it. But the fragments are different, they are all their own, and they can be used casually. My spirit ring will last 1,000 years now. Ji Ming smiled as beautifully as 2 fools. Yi Feng also said happily. My first time spirit ring has been properly for 10,000 years. The time holy tortoise is 8,800 years old, and the recently obtained fragments can reach 13,000 years. 5 people. Mom sells batches. After leaving the canyon. After all, the secret realm of chaos is about to close, right? Yi Feng said while looking at the space that was gradually starting to become disordered. Gong Qingyu said, well, there are still 2 days. Zuoqiu Wushwang seemed to have thought of something, and wrote on the ground, how did you accomplish the tasks given by the school? Gong Qingyu, not yet. Li Fengxian, I forgot. Ji Ming, the ball is over. Yi Feng, a serious person who does the task. Zhang Dasheng, do you still have tasks? Zuoqiu Wushwang stopped talking and accepted. They also need to find items on the list to enter rifts. These are tasks assigned by the school. After all, geniuses can't be cultivated in vain, they have to be a little bit, to contribute to the school. In fact, this task is not difficult, and it is some common materials in the secret chaos of the outside world. It is precisely because the task is not difficult, so basically it will be completed. After a while, Gong Qingyu frowned slightly. You really don't plan to do it? Several people shook their heads at the same time. Resolutely don't do it. If you have that time, you might as well get more soul crystals. That is, men can't be cowardly. I don't do it anyway. Agree. 1 hour later. Hey, is this the star spirit grass? The 6 people squatted on the ground and took out the picture book on the task list. The previous rhetoric seemed not to have been said by a few people. Li Fengxian, who can't be cowarded by men, pouted his butt to distinguish it carefully. Immediately affirmed. The leaves have the same texture, yes, that's it. Yi Feng, who called out to get some soul crystals when he had time, got up, go, next mission. Anyway, I'm just Ji Ming who doesn't do the task and can't stop laughing, thank you guys. It's all my own brothers, saying this as an outsider. Yi Feng said. Several people tacitly did not mention the previous rhetoric. Well, if you don't say it, I don't say it, it means that everyone doesn't say it. As the saying goes, if a chopstick is broken, and a bundle of chopsticks is broken, the 6 people know that unity is strength. The 6-player co-op mission completes quickly. The afternoon of the second day. Li Fengxian heaved a sigh of relief after carefully putting the cloud flint into the storage ring. Happy graduation. Yi Feng. 5 people smiled and congratulated each other. So far, all 6 tasks have been exceeded. And the space around the chaos secret realm is becoming more and more messy. Yi Feng knew that the secret realm of chaos would be closed in at most 1 day. At that time they will all be teleported randomly. Hey, isn't that Chen Yao? Gong Qingyu looked into the distance and said. A few people followed the reputation, and it was Chen Yao and Shen Yunkang. Shen Yunkang seems to have a person lying on his back. Ji Ming narrowed his eyes and tried to distinguish, it's Wu Sisong. Immediately, the expressions of the 4 of them became meaningful. Gong Qingyu and Zhang Dasheng asked, what's wrong? That guy Wu Sisong was analyzed by the leader of the Great Ape. Li Fengxian stretched out his index finger on his left hand and circled his right thumb and index finger in a circle, and immediately demonstrated. Immediately, Gong Qingyu and Zhang Dasheng opened their mouths wide. Ji Ming sneered and said, I'm still stern, bah. Yi Feng glanced at Ji Ming, you deserve to say Li Fengxian. Oh no, I don't deserve it either, that's fine. Is it true? Zhang Dasheng is still sleepy, he only feels that this melon is too big. That's fake, Li Fengxian said sternly. When have I ever lied to someone? Tell us about what's going on. Li Fengxian was very satisfied with Gong Qingyu and Zhang Dasheng's attitude of eating melons. Immediately speaking, Zhang Dasheng. Exciting, so exciting. Gong Qingyu got goosebumps. He looked at Shen Yunkang who was walking towards the group of people and suddenly said, you guys say, shouldn't he and Wu Sisong be in that pose? Worthy. 5 people with hair standing straight. Ji Ming. Shen Yunkang, that kid has been clinging to Wu Sisong, shit, it's his for a long time, ah. Li Fengxian. I'm going to vomit when I have hot eyes. Zhang Dasheng. This Wu Sisong is so arrogant, he even appeared in front of us without any cover. Yi Feng. Is this guy going to anal us? Zuoqiu Wushwang subconsciously took a step back. As he was talking, Shen Yunkang came over with Wu Sisong sweating profusely. Wu Sisong hated Yi Feng and Ji Ming, but didn't hate the other four, and immediately showed a bright smile to the four of them. Wu Sisong said with a smile, "What a coincidence, they are all there. Li Fengxian, he still wants to serve it in one pot. Zhang Dasheng, really arrogant. Gong Qingyu, what a pervert." Zuoqiu Wushwang took a step back again. Li Fengxian hurriedly whispered, "Don't say it was me. Ji Ming, don't worry, my mouth is the strictest. Li Fengxian, mom sells batches." Shen Yunkang wiped the sweat from his forehead and said hello to a few people. Wu Sisong's injury had already healed. As a result, when he was doing the task, he accidentally encountered a golden Zochan, so Wu Sisong, the strongest among the three, was injured again. As a last resort, Shen Yunkang ran for his life again with Wu Sisong and Chen Yao behind his back. Then I saw Yi Feng and the others. Shen Yunkang and Chen Yao breathed a sigh of relief, everyone was in less danger. Sensing the changes in the expressions of several people, the smile on Wu Sisong's face gradually solidified. After the group of 6 at the same time, 223, stepped back and showed a polite smile. Cough, hello, it was a coincidence that we met here. Hee, in good condition, congratulations. After listening to the words of a few people, Wu Sisong seemed to think of something and looked stiff. Shen Yunkang wiped the sweat from his forehead and said happily, "When did you meet?" Chen Yao also said happily, "Shen Yunkang, you must be exhausted." It's okay to mix meat with Angkor." Shen Yunkang thought of the one martial soul true stone fragment he got 3 days ago and was very motivated. After a while, Shen Yunkang added excitedly, "Angkor is really amazing, if it wasn't for him, I might have died a long time ago." Yi Feng's eyes narrowed slightly. So much information. Have meat to eat. Shouldn't the meat here refer to sizzle, hot eyes, hot eyes? Hold on, sure enough, the 6 people are like Der Spiegel in their hearts, with polite smiles on their faces. Wu Sisong glared at Yi Feng and Ji Ming with various hints. "It means which of you are not keeping your word." Yi Feng shook his head firmly, "I really didn't say anything." Zhang Ji Ming also said righteously, "I promised Li Fengxian to be kind." Done. Li Fengxian, Wu Sisong roared suddenly. If it wasn't for his injuries, he would have rushed over. Rao is so, and struggling to get off Shen Yunkang's back, he pointed at Li Fengxian with his index finger angrily. Li Fengxian had a black line, pig teammate. The 6 people subconsciously looked down, why are they still wearing clothes? Hiss, can it be so strong? Diamond. Wu Si was so relieved that he trembled, and he almost burst into tears. You promised me one by one, and the result, I almost knew it all. Still stern, I'm strict, and I have explained it several times, I have not been anal. As a result, one by one stared at each other. And many more. Wu Sisong suddenly reacted, how did Li Fengxian know? The eyes that looked at Yi Feng and Ji Ming suddenly became worse. Yi Feng and Ji Ming looked at each other and said at the same time, "Don't look at me, my mouth is the strictest." As soon as they finished speaking, Yi Feng and Ji Ming looked at each other with contempt. Bah! Wu Sisong has the heart to want to die. The world is not worth it. What are you talking about? Shen Yunkang was confused. Chen Yao also had the same expression. Yi Feng, cough, it's nothing. Li Fengxian, I can't say it, absolutely can't say it. Ji Ming, what happened, don't you have any idea in your heart? Gong Qingyu, don't look at me, I don't know anything. Zhang Dasheng, it's useless to see me, so I won't tell you. Zuoqiu Wushwang shook his head. Shen Yunkang was stunned when he heard it. What is it? How do I know what happened? But he instinctively felt that this matter should be related to Angkor. As for Chen Yao, he was stunned. In the end, Ji Ming was the first to break the embarrassment. How is your mission? Zuoqiu Wushwang and several others breathed a sigh of relief. This Ji Ming was smart at a young age, and his ability to save the field at critical moments was still possible. After the topic was far away, the atmosphere suddenly relaxed. We are still one mission away. Chen Yao said, how about you? Oh, we're all done. Hearing this, Shen Yunkang asked again, then how did you harvest during this time? I don't care, I just want to show off myself. Wu Sisong, who was sitting alone in the distance, also pricked up his ears and listened. Hey, if you say this, then I won't be sleepy. Zhang Dasheng got up with a loud snort, and the spit stars flew. We have obtained the fragments of the spirit stone. As soon as these words came out, the three of Shen Yunkang were stunned for a moment, and they also met. How many have you found? Chen Yaochen said. This time it was Jiming who said, I can't figure it out, there seem to be a dozen. Li Fengxian said, I got a total of 13 yuan. How much? Wu Sisong's voice on the side is much sharper. 0.0. 13 yuan. Seeing Wu Sisong's reaction, Li Feng didn't quite understand. How about you? It should be around $10. Wu Sisong stopped talking. I'm just an asshole. Shen Yunkang and Chen Yao widened their eyes. The latter opened his mouth slightly. So many. Me and Shen Yunkang got 1 yuan. As far as Angkor takes more, there are 2 yuan. As soon as these words came out, Wu Sisong's heart tightened. You can just say 2 yuan directly, and you take more, so if you can't speak, talk less. Zhang Jiming mocked online. PFF'd. That's all. Ha ha ha, I'm dying of laughter. This smile immediately made Shen Yunkang and Chen Yao embarrassed. Before, they had been thankful and grateful in various ways, but it turned out that it was more embarrassing than not knowing. Especially Shen Yunkang, he took the initiative to provoke this topic. Wu Sisong struggled to get up with a dark face. This chaotic secret realm can't wait. Shish, what a laugh. Yi Feng said sternly. One piece is also meat and it is 30 million in the outside world. Li Fengxian sneered. That's right, it just means bad luck. Zhang Dasheng. Bah, the quality of these two goods is low. Gong Qingyu. Jiming, this is your fault, everyone is classmates, there is no need to make sarcastic words. Zuoqiu Wushuang made a friendly and harmonious gesture towards Jiming Shu. Out of guilt, Jiming hurriedly changed the subject. What task are you still missing? I'll help you. The atmosphere is back to normal again. Chen Yao quickly took out the task list, glanced at it, and said, there is still one soul core of a powerful ape. As soon as these words came out, Yi Feng and the others looked extremely strange. Wu Sisong's heart tightened again. Great ape, Zhang Dasheng said meaningfully. You should find Yu Angkor for this, he is familiar. Zhang Dasheng. Wu Sisong stared at Zhang Dasheng eagerly. Zhang Dasheng instinctively shut up. Why? Chen Yao asked. Zhang Dasheng glanced at Wu Sisong at the battle between heaven and man in his heart, and immediately possessed his spirit. The bronze-colored imperial armor gleamed in the sun's rays. Everyone watching the show was stunned, and Wu Sisong was also stunned. I can't hide things in my heart, and I won't be able to sleep if I don't say it. Zhang Dasheng said. Wu Sisong's heart sank. Immediately he heard Zhang Dasheng say, Wu Sisong was given an anus by the great ape, the kind that penetrates into the wood for 3 points. He said with a smile on his lips, comfortably. I hope everyone will support it and subscribe more.